mayhem continues in England as the Monarchs brace for a Spanish Armada. After losing a week ago, John Kitna and the Barcelona Dragons invade London looking to restore the roar. The Monarchs have never beaten the Dragons in the regular season. They look to win that streak and to record their franchise record 5th consecutive home win. Will London reign supreme, or will the Spanish invasion succeed? Find out next.
London, England, the city that boasts the world's most famous clock and the tradition of Parliament. It's the site of our Sunday morning World League battle as the Monarchs play host to the Barcelona Dragons. And good morning to you, Eric Clemens at our FX studios here in New York. Should be a dandy for you this morning. Grab a cup of coffee and join us because the Barcelona Dragons, one of the top-ranked offensive teams in the World League because they have the league's top-ranked quarterback. Seattle's John Kitna has been blazing a trail through 3 weeks of the season. He has 3 of the league's top 4 receivers as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, the London Monarchs have struggled mightily offensively. They'll start New York Giants quarterback Stan White this week, but the team has scored only 12 points in its last 2 games. Now it's time to get you all set up for the kickoff, and for more on that, let's go to London, where Howard David and Brian Baldinger are standing by.
We welcome you to one of the world's more glorious cities, London, England. With the backdrop of Westminster Abbey, we welcome you to Stamford Bridge Stadium here in London. I'm Howard David, along with former NFL lineman Brian Baldinger. If the Monarchs have had a problem, it's running the football, but they'll get back Tony Vincent today, although the question is, how healthy is Tony Vincent?
Tony Vincent was an all-world league guy last year. He led his team in rushing. He got off to a great start, but in week 2, Howard, he got injured against Ryan, has not played since. They need him in the offense to get some continuity going.
John Kitna, meanwhile, the quarterback of Barcelona, runs the ball when he has to, but he stumbled last week in throwing the ball. He was picked off 3 times.
Yeah, he got off to an all-world league start the first 2 weeks, Howard. He looked invincible, stumbled last week, but he is a two-way threat to run the football and throw it, and he's an unflappable kid. He looks to rebound this afternoon.
Stan White, meanwhile, the London quarterback, has had his problems. He's only completed 46% of his passes. He really has to have a better game.
He hasn't played well, Howard. He's gotten the hook the last 2 weeks from Preston Jones. He wants to stay in the ball game the whole day today and lead this team to victory.
Big game today in the World League. Barcelona and London will be back in just a moment.
Today's game is brought to you by Dockers Khakis. Hey, nice pants. And by Ryder. When you're getting ready to move, make sure your first move is a call to Ryder at 1-800-GO-RYDER.
What would you pay to look like $1 million?
Time Life presents The Firm, the exercise videos that are making firm believers out of people.
I have shape and definition in my waist, and my butt looks like a 19-year-old's after 3 kids.
Other tapes are a waste of money. The only tapes that work on the market today are the Firm tapes.
Aerobics will burn fat, but the combination of weights and aerobics can burn 3 times more fat. The Firm combines weights with aerobics in every exercise. The Firm guarantees visible results in 10 sessions.
They said, give us 10 tries and we'll make a difference. It really did. Immediately I started seeing results.
Call now for Volume 1 of The Firm for just $4.99. Use your credit card and get The Firm's 5-day abs free. Every few weeks receive a new Firm video, so call now.
It's a whole new body. The Firm tapes give you a whole new body.
To order The Firm, call 1-800-967-2244. Use your credit card and receive the 5-day abs video free, or send $4.99 plus $3.49 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
The eyes of the World League centered on the British Isles and the glorious city of London, England, where today the London Monarchs host the Barcelona Dragons in a key game of the World League. And the reason why it's a key game is because of what happened last night in the league. The Amsterdam Admirals and the Scottish Claymores with 2 big wins, and therefore it has thrown the World League into parity.
World League has found parity in its division. This game in its league could matter to see 6 teams all locked up at 2-2 if London can pull out the victory today.
Barcelona, the team that many people feel is the most talented. It's a windy day today. Don Silvestri to the kickoff, and Tyree Davis awaits the return. It goes into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. The wind already having its effect, blowing from your right to your left as you watch your screen. John Kitna, the starting quarterback out of Central Washington. He had a bad week last week, 3 interceptions, but he is refocused out of his mouth. and says that he is ready to go and turn back where he was in weeks 1 and 2.
He was an unflappable kid yesterday in the meeting with them. He's looking to regain his form that he had in the first 2 weeks.
Michael Hicks, the deep back, lone setback, a talented core of receivers for Barcelona, and Kittner's coming out throwing, swings it out of the backfield to Hicks, and hauled down after a short pickup by strong safety George Harris. We talked about Michael Hicks, a very quiet guy off the field, Tyree Davis, and a talented core of receivers.
Second down, sir.
The tight end, Bryce Burnett, also a very capable receiver, the national player, Ella Lampe.
This is the league's best core of receivers. They come out swinging every game.
Jack Bicknell says we come out of the tunnel looking to throw. Kittner hands off to Hicks, slowed up right at the line of scrimmage by Ben Williams. That's 6'2", 293 pounds out of the University of Minnesota in the United States. And there he is. He met Hicks head on for no gain on the play and possibly a loss of 2.
He's a great run stuffer, very strong kid.
Everett Lindsey, best known to the offensive lineman, the left tackle, allocated by the Minnesota Vikings.
They may have the best trio of wide receivers in the league, but I think the offensive line is certainly the class of this league as well.
3rd down and 10, Barcelona. Kittner to throw. And he is in the grass. Down he goes, loses the football. But he was down at the 15-yard line in the arms of Emil Palmer, number 76.
Yeah, Emil Palmer, he's an allocated player from the New Orleans Saints. He gets to John Kittner first, but the pocket collapsed. And Kittner, who we have seen as a good scrambler, was not able to get out of the pocket.
Flag, though, on the play. A late flag. Referee Bill Levy coming over to the near sideline to find out the nature of the flag. But the sack, a loss of 4 on the play.
There was no Barcelona international player on during 3rd down. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
That would be a 5-yard penalty and obviously declined, and so it'll be 4th down, and the punting unit will come on for Barcelona. Jeff Beckley, who averages about 42 yards a kick.
That was an excellent series by London to come out and stop Barcelona on 3 plays.
Todrick Malone awaits the punt, and the Monarchs should get excellent field position out of this exchange. Barcelona kicking into the wind. A good kick into the wind. Backing him up at the 33. Malone to try to swing it to the outside. And there is a flag down to the play, and down is Malone also at the 33. Dante Di Paola on the tackle, but an eligible man downfield. This is a break for London.
Yeah, it is, because they're going to get a chance to field this punt again. I think Barcelona's going to be forced to repunt and maybe get Todrick Malone another chance at the return game.
Lionel Taylor, the head coach of the London Monarchs, in his first full season as head coach. He took over after 3 weeks of the 96 season. And obviously one of the great receivers in American Football League history first, and then the NFL with the Denver Broncos.
He took over for Bobby.
Ineligible downfield on the kicking team. Number 52, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Yeah, and Lionel took over for Bobby Hammonds last year in week 3. His record has slipped below 500 for the first time since he's been a head coach. He's 5-6 in his tenure as the head coach of the London Monarchs.
Jeff Beckley, as you see, went to Boston College, still in the heart of Jack Bicknell, the head coach of the Dragons.
He was recruited by Jack Bicknell to head up to Chestnut Hill at Boston College.
So now Beckley will have to get this one away from his own end zone. Barcelona's made the mistakes early on. They normally come out of the gate quickly in the first 3 weeks of the season. Good snap from center. And a low kick. Malone weighs everybody away, and London will get great field position out of this at the Barcelona 38-yard line.
And this is something new for London, to start the game with excellent field position. Stan White can't ask for anything more at this time.
Stan White, a guy that is under a lot of adversity. He must have a good game today, and he knows it better than anybody. He has only completed 46% of his passes to this point, and fighting right now for his future NFL life. He goes to Vincent with room inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. Tony Vincent, a guy who's been hampered with an ankle injury, has all the tools to be a top-flight NFL back.
He sure does. He spent time in the San Diego Chargers camp in 1994, and they have severely missed him on this London offense the last week and a half.
In Davis and Malone, two very capable wide receivers, and in Michael Titley, an outstanding tight end. That is Todrick Malone, and now they go back to Vincent. Looking for running room. No place to go. Loses about a yard on the play. He runs into Leroy Glover, allocated by the Raiders. And there was just no place to go for Vincent. And here's the offensive line. We got an injured Tony Vincent on the field. As we take a look at the offensive line of the national player, Tony McKenzie. But of concern right now to London is the status of Tony Vincent. He came in with a bad ankle, the left ankle. It was heavily taped up. And looking at him before the game down on the field, there was clearly a difference in the way it was wrapped versus the right ankle. And if it's that ankle again, just a continuing source of difficulty for Tony Vincent.
That's horrible news for London, but that offensive line now with even more pressure put on it because Vincent probably will not return this afternoon. That is the ankle that was injured in week 2 against Rhine. It was heavily taped. I watched him in practice this week, Howard. It was very ginger on it, and I think everybody in the organization was holding their breath whether he was going to survive today or not.
He looked good on that first play, but not this last play as Avram Smith.
And Howard, that field is very, very hard down there, hard to cut on.
White back to throw. And a nice play defensively. Good timing on the play by Barcelona.
The coverage by the outside linebacker, Willie Smith, on that play. Very good coverage on Titley, who has been a favorite target of Stan White. He caught 4 passes in last week's defeat.
So it will bring up 4th down, and London will go for it on 4th down and 5. Actually, a little bit longer than 4th and 5, a long 5. No score in the game. This is London's first possession offensively. Stan White looking for the 4th down conversion, and he may get a little bit of movement. There was contact.
The left tackle, Seth Dittman, moved. The defense, of course, is allowed to jump off sides and get back, but that's Tony Vincent right there on your screen, and they're cutting off the tape on the left ankle right now, Howard. They'll probably retape it, and they'll probably give a good overall analysis of it and see where he's at.
Well, the way the London line is clapping their hands, you would assume it's going to go against Barcelona. Barcelona's made the mistakes early on.
Encroachment on the defense prior to the snap, number 55. Still 4th down.
It is 4th down, but it's 4th down and less than a yard now for London.
They come in with their short yardage offense right there. They move the national player, left guard Tony McKenzie, to tight end, where he reports into the umpire. And then at left guard right now is Derek Turner.
Avram Smith comes in at running back. He's carried the ball 5 times this year, but he's made hay, 50 yards and 5 carries with 2 tight ends. They go to Smith. Oh, boy, this is close. I don't think he made it.
I don't think he made it either. His knee went down at the 30, Howard, and I think he had to get clear across that to stretch the ball over the 29-yard line to get the 1st down.
Well, here is London presented with a great opportunity and unable to capitalize on their first series. Actually lost a little bit on the play, and Barcelona will take over on downs.
They're not even... You'll look at number 59 right here. Juan Long comes in to fill, and he meets the back right in the hole. That's a dream play for a middle linebacker. To him, that's like scoring a touchdown. It stops the 4th down conversion and allows the Barcelona offense to get the ball.
Hicks straight ahead off left tackle, drives across the 35-yard line. Good surge, knocked down by Richard Newbill, the middle linebacker, of the heart and soul of the London defense. Well, here's Barcelona that normally comes out of the gate quickly. London has had their problems, but a pretty good defense. And here's the London defensive line, and maybe the key to this line would be Herman Smith, number 78.
We're going to look at the matchup against Everett Lindsay today. Herman Smith wants a good piece of him. He's going to talk to him all afternoon.
2nd down and short, and Hicks into the line, driving for the 40-yard line. 82 of Barcelona, Shedrick Wilson. And Mario Bradley, the right quarterback, a little altercation after the play. But it is enough for a Barcelona first down at their own 40-yard line. And here's, we mentioned Richard Newbill, Solomon allocated by Green Bay, and Ryan McCoy.
It's a good trio. They have a good run average defense right now.
First down play, again they go to Hicks. He's got room on the left side across the 45-yard line. The ball is loose, and I believe that Barcelona has recovered.
And that's 3 straight runs now over the left side of that offensive line. That's Tom Robstock and Everett Lindsay who's doing the pushing.
Well, they've got a turnover recorded by London. They say the ball was recovered by the Monarchs. And the game's first turnover goes to the Monarchs just when Barcelona was just starting to get a little head of steam going, running with Michael Hicks.
And Jack McNell trying to find out right here if the ground causes the fumble right here. We'll see Michael Hicks in a hole hit by Richard Newbill. And that ball was out of there before his knee hit the ground, Howard.
I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't want to get into debate here. I'm not so sure.
Well, it was an awfully quick replay.
I tell you what, so far.
Jack McNell doesn't like the call. He's giving his business to the referee.
Well, here's Hobbs running right for a couple of yards of the play. Tackled by Leroy Glover, the defensive left tackle for Barcelona.
Hobbs is a stout fullback. He's normally in there just to block, but I think every once in a while you give him the ball just to keep the defense honest and who they're keying on.
Second possession for London. We are scoreless. Following the turnover, White's going to throw. Has time. Throwing it. He's got a man out there. It is complete. Inside the 5, and the ball is knocked loose, but they say he's down by contact at the 4-yard line. The completion of Todrick Malone and a big first down. Dante DePola makes the stop. And here's another way for Jack McNell to get excited, because did the ground cause that last fumble?
We'll take a look at it. Excellent protection up front. They went to double tight end. One running back, Ed Hobbs, because the injury to Tony Vincent right here. And here's an all-SEC package. Auburn to Alabama. Todrick Malone went to school in Tuscaloosa, catching the ball from an Auburn quarterback. You talk about a united team, and what a united hookup that was.
A gain of 42 yards, then it's first and goal, London at the 5. Hobbs into the line. Touchdown. Touchdown, London. The London Monarchs have had their problems scoring points, scoring touchdowns. They only have 2 this year until that play by Hobbs.
And that's the first points they scored in the first quarter all year, Howard. And it comes with a power run by Ed Hobbs. Ed Hobbs, the sole running back now, because like we said, Tony Vincent is injured. We'll see a revamped offense and a scheme approach to what they thought about coming into the game with.
Clive Allen for the point after out of the hold of Stan White. London leading it 7-0.
And Clive Allen is pumped. Those are his first points as a pro football player.
So London on the board first.
Мы снова будем счастливы. Будем жить долго, долго, долго. Нам повезем жизнь новую, светлую.
It all started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was the boss. So I gave myself the day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on fit like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This'll make your day.
Every call was just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I pass the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
This year at the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes, there's an absolute 100% sure thing. If you try to use American Express, you won't get in, because the only card accepted at the gate is Visa. It's everywhere you want to be.
In every city, in every bottle, in every bubble, lies the formula for refreshment.
Boy, if I could do that, I wouldn't be broadcasting games. 7-0 London on top. And the fans are into it early on at Stamford Bridge. London with a 7-0 lead. Silvestri, once upon a time a member of the New York Jets, left-footed kicker to kick it away to Alfonso Browning or Tyree Davis. Browning lets it go out of the end zone, and again riding the wind, and it is a factor today at Stamford Bridge in London.
This is the long pass to Todrick Malone. You'll see a double tight end formation. Ed Hobbs coming out of the backfield. He leaks, but great protection right here, and that's what Stan White has not had all year. And Malone gets behind the secondary right there. There's Michael Wright, who was man-to-man coverage. He got help from the safety, DePaulo, but Malone with a great route gets behind the defense.
Stan White's second touchdown pass of the season. And John Kitna changing the play at the line of scrimmage. This is virgin territory for Barcelona, playing from behind. Michael Hicks to the 25.
And Howard, John Kitna has the authority and the command to be able to change plays at the line of scrimmage. It's called an audible in American football, where he sees something in the defense that he can exploit, and then he changes the play. The offensive linemen have a split second to make changes in their blocking assignment.
And then that finesse on the field.
Lionel Taylor, unaccustomed to having the lead in games, particularly in the last couple of weeks. Hicks slowed up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got a yard. Interesting, in talking to Lionel before the game, special teams burned him last week. A lot of plays run back. Carpenter, the one-time New York Jet, ran back a couple of big plays on returns, one for 45, one for 50 yards. And basically, Lionel Taylor said, we've been better off just rolling the ball out there rather than kicking it off.
Of course, the alternative is Don Silvestri kicking it out of the end zone. That's the best method.
So a third down play, 3rd and 4. Kicker being rushed out of the pocket and just unloading it. And then a flag goes down. Intentional grounding, perhaps.
That was Malcolm Scholl coming on a blitz from the outside. He was untouched. They had their 4 down defense linemen, and Malcolm Scholl lined up as an extra defensive end on this play. You'll see Malcolm Scholl come from the left part of the screen, number 95, untouched. Nobody over there to pick him up. The running back went the other way in his blocking assignment. And Kitna doing the best that he can, getting rid of the football.
Well, Ben Williams did a nice job in forcing that play, too, to the outside. Malcolm Scholl, out of Delaware State, was the defensive MVP in the 95 World League. And so now, after the penalty has been declined, again, London should get excellent field position. And here's Todrick Malone, who's had one big play already.
Special teams has been an Achilles heel of London. Let's see if they can make a big play maybe on the return and balance some of the bad plays they've had this year.
Beckley awaiting the snap. He fields it well. And hit it off the outside of his foot. And it takes a Barcelona bounce, but still London will get great field position at the Barcelona 47-yard line. London has struck first. They lead 7-0 in London.
Nice pants.
Dockers, khakis.
I thought it was the flu. It wasn't.
It burned when I urinated.
I thought it was a one-time thing. It wasn't.
I had pain, a discharge, and a sore. I thought it was another yeast infection. It wasn't.
These are symptoms of genital herpes, a condition that 1 out of every 6 Americans has. Call 1-800-419-4343 for information. While there's no cure, doctors have treatment options. Herpes thrives on ignorance. See your doctor.
What would you pay to look like $1 million?
Time Life presents The Firm, the exercise videos that are making firm believers out of people.
I have shape and definition in my waist, and my butt looks like a 19-year-old's after 3 kids.
Other tapes are a waste of money. The only tapes that work on the market today are the Firm tapes.
Aerobics will burn fat, but the combination of weights and aerobics can burn 3 times more fat. The Firm combines weights with aerobics in every exercise. The Firm guarantees visible results in 10 sessions.
They said, give us 10 tries and we'll make a difference. It really did. Immediately I started seeing results.
Call now for Volume 1 of The Firm for just $4.99. Use your credit card and get The Firm's 5-day abs free. Every few weeks receive a new Firm video, so call now.
It's a whole new body. The Firm tapes give you a whole new body.
To order The Firm, call 1-800-967-2244. Use your credit card and receive the 5-day abs video free, or send $4.99 plus $3.49 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
Cowboy Jack Bicknell, the head coach of the Barcelona Dragons, has to be concerned. His team not only is behind 7-0. First drive, they got 9 yards. Second drive, a total of 12 yards. Stan White goes to Hobbs, and he's got room on the left side of the 40. Gain of 7 on the play. Eric Naposki, in his 4th season in Barcelona, makes the tackle on the play. But how about the room on the left side of the London offensive line?
Yeah, and you're going to be looking at the left side here. That's Steve Brooks, 87, the tight end. Seth Diffman over there. And also the national player, Tony McKenzie, doing a great job of staying on their blocks and keeping the feet moving.
Obviously, the tips you gave them yesterday paid off. Here's Hobbs straight ahead, about a yard shy of a first down. Well, Barcelona has had their way with London. They have beaten them 6 of the last 7 meetings. But right now, London has a 7-0 lead. We still have not seen the return of Tony Vincent, the outstanding running back of London.
And London has changed their offensive style from what they wanted to come into the game with, Howard. They're double tight end, 1 running back right now. Normally Hobbs is the lead fullback, and they have a tailback.
White rolling out, and the ball is tipped incomplete. A dangerous ball thrown, and Naposki had a clear beat on it, but there is a flag on the play.
We're going to get defensive holding on this play, I think, against Steve Brooks, who was the intended receiver, Howard. And if that's the case, that's an automatic first down.
Offside on the defense, number 93, lined up in the neutral zone, first down.
Well, London last week, Brian, was making all the mistakes, and it cost them dearly. They got blown out. This afternoon, thus far, Barcelona has made every mistake.
They don't look very focused as a team right now. A lot of penalties and some costly mistakes. That one was by the new player, Steve Brannon, who just got signed on Wednesday. And Sam Clancy, the defensive line coach, doesn't even really know who this kid is.
London has done well on their own home turf, poorly on the road. White going to throw. Little breakdown there somewhere. Malone cut to the inside, and the ball was thrown to the outside as White got put on his back.
And that was Leroy Glover, the allocated defensive tackle from the Oakland Raiders, who was a very explosive player and penetrated quickly that time, was in Stan White's face as he threw the football. He did the right thing, though, Howard, in getting rid of that football. Let's come back down on 2nd down right now and make the play.
See, last week he was making the maybe passes, and that's why he got picked off 3 times. 2nd down and 10, London. They lead 7-0. They have it at the 34 of Barcelona. On the draw to Hobbs. Slips out of the tackle to the 25-yard line. Good balance by Ed Hobbs. Naposki brought him down, but a nice piece of running by Hobbs. And close to another first down for London.
This is a passing formation, and one of the few times we've seen London in this. 3 wide receivers and a split tight end. Ed Hobbs right here. They show pass and give it to Hobbs on a simple run pattern. Juan Long, number 59, the middle linebacker, who is the leader of this defense, missed a sure tackle.
3rd down and 2. Again, they go to Hobbs. Excellent play to the middle. It's close to a first down. The Juan Long hit him, but Hobbs drove forward close to that first down marker.
And London feels very comfortable favoring the right side of that offensive line. That's Terrence Wisdom over there and Chris Loomberg. These guys have a lot of experience. They played together last year as a group, so they're very comfortable with one another, and London likes to favor that side of the line.
Silvestri checks in the game, the field goal kicker, Don Silvestri, and they will try a field goal of 42 yards.
Always spot back there. Got the number back there where he's going to start a kick.
Stan White will put it down. Play clock is already down to 5. White looking up. They may have to burn a timeout. They get it off, though, and Silvestri's field goal try is good. A 42-yard field goal by Don Silvestri. And London with a 10-0 lead here in the first quarter.
Those are good points for Don Silvestri right there. He's been 1 for 3 from the range of 40 to 49 yards, and he's on allocated player for the New York Jets. And that bodes well. That will give him some confidence throughout the day, making it from 43 yards in that fashion.
It's amazing from week to week how fortunes turn for the teams in the World League. Last night, everybody figured that the Rhine Fire was in the driver's seat. They get beat by Amsterdam. Scottish Claymores upset the Frankfurt Galaxy. And so that's what makes this game extremely big for both teams playing today here in London. And the crowd getting treated to a magnificent day weather-wise. We've had great weather all week with temperatures in the 70s. A little cooler today, though, closer to 60, but ideal football weather.
Ideal football weather, maybe a little too hot during the week. I was really surprised at how warm it got in the middle of the week here. Bright sunshine all week. We didn't see a cloud for 4 straight days here, Howard.
So Silvestri's 42-yard field goal gives London a 10-0 lead. First time this season that Barcelona has been behind at the beginning of a game. They have gotten out of the gate quickly up to this point. Silvestri on the kickoff. Another one that will sail into the end zone and out of the end zone. That's 3 straight that Silvestri has put out of the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
And that tells you just how strong the wind is here, Howard. It's really gusting as you look at your screen from right to left. And Silvestri in this quarter with the wind behind him has really taken advantage of it.
That's on the 25.
So the 10-0 lead for London. Barcelona offensively. John Kitna's going to throw on first down over the middle, and it is complete. Browning over the middle for what appears to be enough for a first down. Bonzo Browning out of the University of Kentucky. Here are the World League and the key rules. This is a good rule I like right at the top. 4 points for field goals of 50 yards or more. That would change some things. And third rule down, Brian, I really think is very important now. 35-second play clock. You better be ready.
Yeah, it's almost like a hurry-up huddle offense that the offenses have to do their plays in.
So after the 11-yard pickup on the pass play, Kitna, and there's a fumble, and London's got it back. Herman Smith comes up with a loose ball. Like it was room service right in his lap, and another turnover by Barcelona, their second of the quarter, and it'll be London ball deep in Barcelona territory.
You see John Kitna really reaching for Michael Hicks right here, and he puts it not into his arms, and he reaches for it. Hicks was taking a wide route. Kitna was thinking it was maybe a closer type slant play.
Well, it is Sam Clancy, one of the coaches of Barcelona on the left in the gray golf shirt. And he doesn't have pads. I don't know if I'm Sam Clancy, I'm going into that group.
Yeah, but Sam was a very good defensive lineman for a long time in this league. I know that Sam can handle himself in a crowd.
Sam Clancy brought over by Jack Bicknell to coach the defensive line. And Barcelona a little upset about the way this game is going. They seem to be a very confident lot when we met with them yesterday. So much so that you kind of got a sense that they were not taking London for granted, but they felt like they're the better team, they should win.
Howard, they definitely were taking this team a little too lightly, and it was a very casual atmosphere in that hotel yesterday, and we commented on there that London seemed more focused.
Barcelona turning it over for the second time, and White's going to throw. Has time over the middle. It is complete with a 15-yard line.
A great job by Stan White there as he gets time to look to his second receiver. And that's something that Stan White has not had a lot of this year. Todrick Malone is the receiver right here. All he's doing is going to run a square in. And this is man-to-man coverage. right there against Carlos Brooks. A lot of room underneath. And Stan White with time to look off the first receiver and come back over the middle.
Todrick Malone having a big day thus far. He got caught up in the tradition at Alabama by his own words. We spoke to him the other day. First down at the 14, and Hobbs to the right side, knocked down behind the line of scrimmage at the 16-yard line. London on top, 10-0. Late stages of the first quarter. Oliver Barnett in on the tackle on the last play.
You see Oliver Barnett on the left outside right there. Does a great job right here of playing off the block and coming into the play and forcing Hobbs inside.
Loss of 2, second down and 12. London at the Barcelona 16-yard line. White to throw, under a rush, throws it and completes it. Out of the flat right side at about the 7-yard line. Enough for close to a first down, about 3 yards shy. That was Ronnie West in on the reception, getting his first playing time this afternoon.
And right here, this is against a double blitz. They blitz both inside linebackers right here. They do a good job of picking up. Naposki comes late. Stan White has time to find his receiver that is hot.
West comes out. Ed Hobbs returns on third down and a long 2 for London.
Hurry up, 7 seconds, 7 seconds.
You hear Lionel Taylor right there telling his offense to hurry up here. It's a quick 35-second clock.
White gets it off in time. Has time. Over the middle. Touchdown. They haven't signaled yet whether it is a touchdown. Did he hold it on? Did he hold possession long enough? Well, this is key.
This is way too much time to make this decision.
Barcelona says they have a turnover. London says they have a touchdown. No signal yet from the referee.
Howard, this decision has to be instantaneous.
Touchdown, London. The London Monarchs scoring as many points in the first quarter as they've scored all year.
And Stan White with an excellent decision. He goes to the end zone. Ed Hobbs was wide open on the flat. He could have walked into the end zone as well. But Stan wants to go for the 6 points, the sure thing.
So the extra point for Clive Allen. The London Monarchs stunning Barcelona to the tune of 17-0 in the first quarter with a little more than a minute to play in the period. Outstanding play by Terrence Davis.
Up front. You'll see the 2 blitzes. Right there, Ryan McCoy comes on a blitz. But right there, excellent catch on the outside. And it was a great pitch and catch. Stan White doing a good job of staying in the pocket right here. He looks comfortable right now. He's looking over the whole field. He sets his feet and makes a sure throw into the end zone, taking the hit, knowing he's going to take the hit from McCoy.
That was a terrific play by Terrence Davis out of McNeese State.
We get down there to a hard hook at 6 yards. Yeah. You know, you go in and just, just cup it.
Yeah. Okay. But that was a high throw by Stan White, and Davis made a great play.
Yeah, and Terrence Davis, he's allocated from the Kansas City Chiefs, Howard. He came in here last week. He left home to be with his wife who was having a baby during training camp. He left the World League, came back last week. Only practiced 1 day, but caught 2 passes for over 80 yards. And already a starter on this offense. They think he's an explosive receiver and a talented guy that they're happy to be out on the field.
That's 14 points London has scored off turnovers by Barcelona, and the 4th time Silvestri has kicked it out of the end zone. It's all going London's way right now.
Silvestri is taking advantage of that wind from right to left, booming this ball out of the end zone, not even allowing for a miscue on the kickoff coverage team like they had last week.
Barcelona trailing 17-0. Marco Martos, national player from Mexico, in as a wide receiver to the top of your screen. Kick to the throw out in the flat, and it is caught. The tight end, Bryce Burnett, with his 16th reception of the season.
And that time, Bryce Burnett, all he did was have a little lookout route as, again, London blitzed to the play side of John Kitna, sending Malcolm Scholl right into his face. But Kitna read it very quickly and got rid of the ball to Burnett on timing.
A gain of 7 on the play. Second down and 3. A lot of activity in the first quarter, particularly on the London side of the ball. 2 receivers to the left. The inside handoff to Hicks. Driving to the first down. He'll be about a yard shy.
Mike Hicks is a guy allocated from the Chicago Bears. He spent time with the Bears last year, played in 4 regular season games, and they really love him in Chicago. I talked with Mike McCartney, personnel director there. They think he can be their third down back to come in and run screens a la like a Dave Meggett type.
I think his concern for Michael Hicks is that he wants to improve his bowling to join the rest of his teammates.
Seems to be a big thing with that team.
On the quarterback sneak, it might have come after the quarter came to a close. That play might be waved off. So that is the end of one quarter dominated by the London Monarchs.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free. While the rest of the week, they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free. Only from Sprint Business.
It's Sounds of the 70s. All your favorite 70s hits in one fantastic collection.
Imaginary lover.
Get Sounds of the 70s for just $9.99 on compact disc or double-length cassette. That's 20 classic hits.
That's a strange way to tell me you love me. You belong to me. Tell her that I love you. We'll go dancing in the dark.
Then audition other great Sounds of the 70s albums. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime. Sounds of the 70s is not available in stores, so don't wait. Call now.
To order Sounds of the 70s, call 1-800-775-8282 or send $9.99 plus $3.50 shipping and handling to Sounds of the 70s, Department 17, Richmond, Virginia.
Well, you can see by the score that London has enjoyed the first quarter more than any other quarter this season. This is their 4th game of the World League year. Barcelona with a 3rd down and less than a yard. John Kitna trying to keep the drive alive. First play of the second quarter. To the outside, there's a flag on the play. Hicks is put on his back at the 37-yard line. This one may come back. London has played error-free football in the first quarter. Barcelona not so. 2 turnovers, some penalties that have kept drives alive.
And you get the feeling, Howard, that this London team was very frustrated
on the defense
coming into today's
the
game.
Right tackle lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty will be declined. First down.
Well, this is the first mistake for London.
And what happened, Emil Parker, the defensive tackle, had lined up in the neutral zone across the ball, trying to get as much of the ball as he can, trying to stop that short yardage play.
Well, the offsides penalty against London, and Barcelona moves the sticks 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Kitna with 2 receivers to the top is going to put it up on 1st down. Pass over the middle is tipped and picked off and dropped. Nearly another disaster for Barcelona.
And this play is set up by the defensive end, Malcolm Schoell, who led the league in sacks in 1995, was the MVP, defensive player of the league. Duron Thorpe out there, he beats him to the inside with just a swipe move. And Kitna Ball.
2nd and 10. The draw to Hicks. Put a little juke move on, but did not lose the defender. Down at the 39-yard line, George Harris, the strong safety, tracking down Michael Hicks after a gain of about 2.
And if you're thinking along the offensive coordinator of Barcelona, Dick Curl, you want to try an off-balance play, a draw play, when you're getting that type of pressure up front. Kitna has been hit on almost every single play. A lot of pressure in the backfield that we haven't seen from this London defense this year.
3rd down and 7. And Kitna looking for first down yardage. Out to the left. The high ball is incomplete. He was looking to the near side for Tyree Davis. Ball was overthrown, and it will bring up a punting situation for Barcelona. And once again, London has done an outstanding job defensively.
And I like what London has done defensively. They send 5 guys up front, one-on-one with the offensive line, and they like their chances. They're getting through. Right there, the protection is tough. Ben Williams in on John Kitna, and he's forcing Kitna to throw perfect passes with pressure to his wide receivers.
Todrick Malone awaits the punt. It hangs up in the air, and the wind's playing tricks with the football, and it takes a Barcelona roll and is downed inside the 5-yard line.
And that was a mistake by Todrick Malone to let that ball bounce like that, Howard.
We've got a flag on the play. So there have been a lot of flags early on in this game thus far, but as you can see, London is enjoying home cooking right now. They have a 17-0 lead, and they've taken advantage of Barcelona turnovers.
And we talked with Lionel Taylor. He said this team was embarrassed by the way they played the last 2 games, and you sense this frustration building up in his team, and they wanted to explode, and it really didn't matter who the opponent was going to be. I think this team really felt ready to get on track.
Legal use of the hands against London. That pins them deep in their own territory as they start this drive.
We had illegal use of the hands to the face on the defense, number 86. We had an ineligible receiver illegally touch the ball on the offense, come back in. Those penalties will offset. We will replay.
Well, that's a break for London.
They're going to bring it all the way back here, Howard. That sure is a big break because Todrick Malone had a chance to maybe field that ball at the 20 and not let Barcelona get that type of aggressive bounce to down it down at the 5 like they did.
Well, Barcelona in their first 3 games has led each of the first 3 games. They had not allowed a touchdown in the first half until today when London has scored 2, and it's about field position. Last week, London gave up great field position to Amsterdam, and they took advantage of it. Today, it is London sitting in the driver's seat.
Yeah, this has been a big case of role reversal here, Howard. This is the way London has normally played.
That's the Florida State Seminole Band that has come over to entertain. We haven't seen much of the tomahawk chop yet.
I don't know if they know what that is here in London yet, Howard. Maybe we could teach it to them at halftime.
I'll hold the fort here. You go down and teach them the... Oh, Duke guys don't do that normally, do they?
They've given Duke a lot of problems the last 2 years in the ACC.
So they'll re-kick it. And Malone lets it hit. This time it takes a London bounce. Looks like a 9-iron as it backs up. And London gets a huge break after the offsetting penalties, and it's all gone London's way. Thus far, they have a 17-0 lead.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef. You don't need fins to swim under it. You don't need wings to fly over it. You don't need 4 legs to run through it. But you just might need to bring this. Because Reef Watch Air Tours, Wild Track Jeep Safaris, and Pro Sail Schooners will take you on the ride of your life. But they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
It
It all started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was the boss. So I gave myself the day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on fit like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This will make your day.
Every call was just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I pass the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
Stan White, 4 of 7 for 72 yards. He has 1 touchdown pass thus far. That's to Terrence Davis. A major game for London. And you can see what the reason is. Look where London has started their drives. They have taken advantage of turnovers. To the left side. Avron Smith down the sideline and up for a first down. Steve Paola knocked him out of bounds, but an excited Avron Smith picks up about 11 on the play and a first down for London.
Avron Smith has been the starter the last week since Tony Vincent has been out. He likes to carry the football. Here it is. You're going to see Avron Smith. It's just a slant play. He's running to daylight right here, wherever it is. And right now, Michael Titley on the outside did a great job of securing the outside linebacker, Willie Smith.
Excellent block by Titley to free him up. Again, they go to Smith. This time he tries the right side of the line and gets a couple of yards on the play. Well, how do you get to the World Bowl? You can get there one of 2 ways. You can either lead the standings after 5 weeks and you'll host. But if the host team leads the standings after week 10, then the team with the second best overall record will qualify. And the way things are jumbled right now in the World League, I mean, this is parity at its utmost.
London can pull this off today. Everybody will be 2-2.
Late fake by White, and just unloads. That's close to intentional grounding. And Sam Clancy, the defensive line coach, is really in the official's ear on the near sideline, the line judge. He is upset. He thought his defensive line did such a good job that it should be intentional grounding. Look at Sam. He's really upset.
This is Sam Clancy right here. Sam was a great defensive lineman in this league. He was a college basketball player. He said his son, Sam Jr., it's his birthday today. We want to send out happy birthday wishes. He's a 17-year-old junior in high school right now, Howard, and one of the great upcoming high school basketball players in the country.
3rd down and 9. White airing it out. He's got a man. Complete. Terrence Davis for another big play for London.
And Stan White looks like a quarterback right now. He looks confident. He's setting his feet. We haven't seen this from him the last couple of weeks. We're going to see some excellent protection up front right here. They do a great job one-on-one on the right side on Leroy Glover. And Stan White, with all the time, finds his new deep threat on this team, Terrence Davis. And he scorches Michael Wright, a guy that we thought was having an excellent season thus far, excellent in one-on-one coverage. But that was a strike right there.
32 yards in the completion of that man, Terrence Davis. Hobbs straight up the gut inside the 15-yard line. Boy, this is a completely different London team from a week ago, and the whole thing is field position and taking advantage of breaks that they have created.
Field position helps getting the momentum going. Then you start making some plays, Howard. Suddenly there's balance in their offense. There's a little run, there's a pass, and there's keeping the Barcelona defense off balance right now, and they look very, very confident as an offensive group.
Buckler by Notate checks back into the defensive secondary for Barcelona. 2nd down play. White on time inside the 10-yard line to the tight end, Michael Titley. And close to another first down for London, already on top 17-0.
This is just a very simple out route right here by Michael Titley. It's a 3-step drop. Very difficult for the defensive lineman to get pressure when the quarterback's only taking 3 steps. And Michael Titley is a very short-handed receiver. He can catch the ball in traffic like he did just there.
White 6 of 9 for 109 yards and 1 touchdown. Inside to Hobbs. He's got a first down inside the 5.
Yeah, and Hobbs is just a cutback runner right now. And what that means, Howard, is all he's doing is finding a hole, some daylight up front. He's rolling the ball right here. He comes behind the center. He cuts behind the left guard right there, Tony McKenzie, the great national player who does a great job of securing the hole. And all that Ed Hobbs has to do is just run through the daylight.
We talked at the top about the great wide receivers of Barcelona, while London's wideouts, Davis and Malone, are having a day. Inside again, over the top of the pile, but this time Smith unable to find the room. And it will bring up second down and goal for London.
And that's Vincent Landrum, the little middle linebacker right there. They got a goal line defense, 2 middle linebackers right here. He comes to meet the ball carrier over the top right there. Great penetration by the defensive line. That play got stuffed. Look for London to probably bounce it outside right here.
Well, Barcelona has to spend a timeout because they were not set defensively. You know, it's interesting to note, both teams are on the same sideline.
You know, the last stadium that I saw that, Howard, you'll remember this, is the old Metropolitan Stadium in Minneapolis, where the Vikings used to play. Both teams would be on the same sideline.
Jack Bicknell telling his players, let's relax, let's listen in.
Goal line. Goal line. Okay, goal line.
Goal line.
Hey, no, you stay on the tackle and let me, Ronnie at the tack. No, slow it down. Ivan got at the tack. Ivan's over the end. I mean, the tack.
Red Helen on the left of your screen with the headsets on. He is the defensive coordinator.
On the backer.
He has been with Jack Bicknell for a long time.
Are we as disorganized as I think we are?
This group of coaches has been together for the whole time in Europe.
Jack Bicknell said, are we as disorganized as we look? I think the scoreboard tells you all you need to know. They're down 17-0, and London is threatening again.
I think they'd like to come out of the tunnel and start this all over again.
Second and goal, London. Play fake, White. Stan White, touchdown, London.
Excellent call. You send Abram Smith the first play into the line for no gain. You come back, you fake the same play, and you bootleg it. That was a two-way option, Howard. He could have thrown that ball. He had Steve Brooks to the corner of the end zone where he could run it. Stan White saw the opening right away, used his athletic ability.
Lionel Taylor, who played and had a great career at Denver, might have just taken a play out of the John Elway playbook.
That's just a naked bootleg.
The extra point is good, and London continues to pile it on. Believe it or not, we're still in the first half, and London has a 24-0 lead.
You know, we get 120,000 phone calls a month.
More and more, homeowners want one loan that does it all.
A lot of them are homeowners with less than perfect credit trying to refinance their homes.
They want to refinance their first mortgage and pay off their high-rate credit cards and auto loans. That's why the Money Store introduced the combo loan. With just one loan, you can refinance your mortgage, pay off your high-rate bills, and usually get some extra cash. The combo loan at the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
This year, they're moving me from third base to first. It's a pretty big switch.
I just want to be prepared.
I still feel a bit small. Got anything bigger?
Bigger. Nice reach, Jim.
Not bad. Hey, Dave, grab my new glove.
Tomorrow, Texas takes on Cleveland, or Montreal meets San Francisco, only on FX.
So you're building that deck with Time Life to help you along. You might want to add some built-in benches, page 50. How about a brick patio, guaranteed weed-proof, and a lot easier on your checkbook than some contractor would be.
Now with Home Repair, you get 2 books for $2. Order decks, porches, and patios for just $1.99 and get kitchens free.
Those new countertops sure look good, and doing it yourself probably saved a bundle. So you could do that built-in recycling bin she wanted. Step by step, Time Life makes it easy.
With Home Repair, you get professional results at do-it-yourself prices. Use your credit card to order decks for just $1.99 and get kitchens free.
Home Repair makes you a real hero around the house. So why don't you give them a call? They'd probably love to hear from you.
Call 1-800-571-0707 to get 2 books for only $2. Use your credit card to order decks, porches, and patios, and you'll get kitchens free. Or send check or money order for $1.99 plus $3.95 shipping to the address on your screen.
Until today, Barcelona had won 6 of 7 meetings with London. You look at that scoreboard, and you wonder if the graphics are wrong.
This is something that London has been in a position, falling behind quickly and early in the game and having to dig themselves out of the hole. We'll find out if Barcelona is as potent as they think.
Silvestri has been a weapon kicking it off, and for the 5th time today, he has kicked it out of the end zone. Well, if you're Bill Parcells coaching the Jets, you kind of like what Silvestri's doing today.
Here's the naked bootleg right here, Howard, and Aaron Smith right here, the tailback. Look at this fake right here. Both linebackers bite on him, and it allows the bootleg right here of Stan White to roll. You're going to see his receiver in this play is Tony McKenzie, the national offensive guard who lined up at tight end. Stan White doesn't want to mess with throwing it to an offensive guard. He chose to run it in himself.
So Kittner to throw out to the left, and it is incomplete to the near sideline. Oh, how one-sided is this game aside from the score, which is bad enough? London with 161 yards of offense, Barcelona 47.
It's been very one-sided, all London here today, Howard. And I tell you, I thought before the game being down on the field that the wind would be a factor. John Kittner throwing the ball in the pregame warm-up, he was throwing knuckleball. The ball was dying, and he doesn't look comfortable throwing the tight spirals we've seen the first 3 weeks of the season.
Kittner once again, 2nd down from his own 20. Pass is caught out of the tight end position to the 25-yard line by Bryce Burnett. Well, Kittner came in with the better numbers versus Stan White, but already Stan White 6 of 9 for 110 yards, and you see the scoring White, and in that drive, White was 2 of 2 for 39, but that last touchdown was set up by a 32-yard completion to Terrence Davis. Davis already with 2 catches, 40 yards. Todrick Malone, 2 receptions for 55.
Spreading the ball around. Very comfortable right now.
3rd down play, and Kittner flushed out of the pocket. Now has room to run. He's got a 1st down and a lot more. Finally goes out of bounds near the 45-yard line of Barcelona. This is what John Kittner was able to do so effectively the first 3 weeks. Run when nothing else was there.
Yeah, and London comes with the blitz like they've done on most of the passes today. Kittner feels the pressure, but he's very comfortable pulling the ball down and looking for the opening. He came in averaging over 7 yards a carry, and he took advantage. This allows the offense to move the sticks, get a 1st down, and move the ball.
Enough for a 1st down to the Barcelona 45 after a 19-yard scamper by Kittner. Now with a blitz on, he is unloaded prematurely. There was terrific pressure coming up the middle by London.
And what they're doing right now, London is bringing Ryan McCoy as an outside linebacker on a blitz, almost playing like a defensive end. They're sending 5 players almost every single pass. They like their one-on-one matchups, I think, with the offensive line of Barcelona, and somebody is coming through free almost every play, putting a lot of pressure on John Kittner.
2nd down and 10, Barcelona. With 8 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter, the Monarchs with a 24-0 lead. They have made their opportunities and taken advantage of them. Again, the blitz is on. The completion of Burnett inside the 50 to the 45-yard line, short of a 1st down. And Bryce Burnett with his 3rd reception. He's been the only consistent offensive factor thus far for Barcelona.
What's happened right now, Howard, is they blitzed 6. They brought 6 people this time. You'll see the middle linebacker Newbill right here come, and you'll see the outside linebacker McCoy come. It leaves Eddie Berman right here in one-on-one coverage with Burnett, and that's a good matchup, a matchup that Barcelona would like to get. That's good reading by John Kittner to be able to find the open man like that.
Berman out of Bucknell in Pennsylvania in the United States. A timeout is taken. Berman in his senior year at Bucknell had 14 quarterback sacks.
And he was a defensive end at Bucknell. He came to the World League just looking for an opportunity. This is a great example of what the league can do for a kid. Howard, here he is. They convert him to linebacker. He's getting repetitions as a linebacker. And if he wants to play in the NFL, that's probably going to be his position. And this league has allowed him to make that adjustment and to get experience at the linebacking position.
At the top of the broadcast, Brian, we talked about what might be the keys, and we said, well, the Monarchs have to run the ball. Scratch that idea. They have done an excellent job of throwing the ball, and Stan White is having clearly his best day of the season.
Well, this is the matchup right now, and we said it was a contrast in styles, Howard. The Dragons have the best passing offense in the league, but the Monarchs the best pass defense in the league. And right now, the London Monarch defense is really sizing up well because of the pressure they're putting on Kittner. They're banking by sending 5 or 6 players each pass that John Kittner will be under so much pressure that he can't throw those darts that he threw the first 3 weeks of the season.
Kittner idolized Mike Singletary, the Hall of Fame linebacker of the Chicago Bears. Then he met him once at a PAL conference. Swings it out to the left, and the ball is dropped. Alfonso Browning started a run before he had possession of the football. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 2. It's everything that can go wrong thus far for Barcelona. Even the simple thing is catching and running, and unable to complete that
Alfonso
last play.
Browning, who has excellent hands, turns his head before he ducks the ball into his arms right there and doesn't cradle it before he turns upfield. We haven't seen this from Barcelona this year so far. This type of unfocused play and actions that they perform with today.
Oh, they're rattled, there's no doubt. 4th down and 2, and Kittner to throw for it. He's got enough. Inside the 40 to the 35, and once again he goes to the tight end, only this time it's Andy Fuller. And it is enough for a 1st down for Barcelona, one of the few they've had in the first half.
Andy Fuller, a 4-year starter at Auburn, was in the Miami camp last year. You'll see him right here coming out on just a quick turn. This is into a zone defense, and he's just trying to find the open window right there. And John Kittner just taking what the defense is giving him right now. Not looking for the home run, just a little quick single.
To the 30 of London, and Kittner with time. Finds the receiver into the left side at the 15-yard line. And taking a hard shot was Tyree Davis with his first reception of the afternoon. Kevin Gaines just labeled him in the back of the helmet.
Yeah, this is just one-on-one coverage right here. And you'll see Mario Bradley right there try to push him. And there's supposed to be help behind him, but it comes too late from the safety. And Tyree Davis also just finds the hole in the defense.
1st down, and Kittner to change the play at the 15-yard line of London. Quick drop, there's a flag down. The pass thrown into the end zone. It is incomplete, but a flag on the play.
And that was Shedrick Wilson out there one-on-one with Claudius Wright. And John Kittner saw something at the line of scrimmage where he said, you know what? I can get one of my favorite receivers out there one-on-one with the corner. I'll take a chance at the end zone right now.
Offsides against London for the 2nd time. Well, this is the only time in the first half that London has shown an Achilles heel. They have been, up to this point, have played perfect football.
They had 12 penalties last week, and these type of little penalties, where all of a sudden it's 1st and 5 for the offense, has really mounted and added up against London this year.
Well, you see how successful Barcelona has been inside the 20. And right now they've got it 1st and 5 at the London 10. Kittner into the end zone and nearly picked off. Kevin Gaines, the free safety, got his hands on it.
And that looked like bad route running by Bryce Burnett or the wide receiver on that play, Alfonso Browning. 2 receivers in the same area of the field. Here's Alfonso Browning against Mario Bradley. One-on-one. Very good coverage right here. The pass tried to thread the needle a little bit, dumping into Bryce Burnett between double coverage. You saw Eddie Berman, the outside linebacker, in good coverage.
2nd down and 5. Barcelona at the 10 of London. And once again, Kittner over the middle. It is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown to Barcelona to Shedrick Wilson. A well-thrown ball by John Kittner, running a little bit of a post pattern over the middle.
And John Kittner threw that ball with a lot of authority on it. In fact, that drive was engineered by Kittner. A lot of comfort, a lot of taking what the defense can give them, and they marched them right down the field right there. Barcelona need that in the worst way to stay in this ballgame.
7th touchdown pass thrown this year by John Kittner. Jesus Angoyi for the extra point. Well handled by the holder. And it is complete for the 7th point for Barcelona, and they still trail, however, 24-7.
Here's the touchdown pass. Kittner is looking at his receiver all the way coming across the middle. It's one-on-one coverage, and Shedrick Wilson, again, one-on-one with Claudius Wright. He gets a step on him, and with Kittner throwing a perfect dart, this is exactly what Kittner needed. He said, yeah, we're in this game. We're not out of this, fellas. He's their leader. You know, unflappable. We saw that yesterday, Howard. This kid never thinks he's out of a football game. And if you're going to be a winning quarterback at any level, you've got to be able to bring your team from behind. He's faced with a big challenge today.
Game clock in the stadium is not functioning, so they're keeping the time on the field. Shedrick Wilson with his 3rd touchdown reception of the season. John Kittner, who was picked off 3 times last week. Now he still has some mountains to climb, but that is a positive sign for Barcelona getting on the board. I know you do this in your spare time.
Yeah, I always play with fire when I have a little free time on my hands, Howard. I can't juggle 3 tennis balls, much less 6 lighted sticks.
Actually, I think it's the outfit you like. So London, who had scored the first 24 points of this ball game, still leads 24-7.
A drive like that, though, can stop the bleeding. Yeah. It can regain some confidence for the whole team, knowing that they can move the ball down the field. They don't have to panic. They can take what the defense gives them. And right there, Monarchs really went after him with a lot of blitzes, and Kittner was almost perfect in picking up a lot of the blitzes and finding the open receiver.
Avram Smith and Ronnie West awaiting the kickoff of Joe Wood, who, by the way, is kicking off for the first time today. And the kickoffs have been superb by Silvestri. This one will be returned by Ronnie West across the 20-yard line, and London will have it 1st and 10 with a 24-7 lead. For the first time today, London has shown a little bit of a chink in the armor. There you see the drive, 10 plays, 78 yards, and they did it in a hurry. Shedrick Wilson with his 3rd touchdown reception of the season.
And they did it mostly in the air, Howard. It was well-engineered drive by Kittner, and they were very patient on that drive.
Well, what Kittner did most is use the tight ends. He rarely went to his wideouts.
Went to the short passing game, and we talked with Jack Bedell. He said, we're going to come out slinging. And I think John Kittner has the eyes of a gunslinger. He wants to use it today.
So London, Stan White, who's had a sensational first half, hands it off this time and straight ahead to Avram Smith to the 24-yard line, a gain of 2 on the play. Steve Brannon, who just joined Barcelona this week, who has been with the Giants, cut by Amsterdam most recently, making his first tackle.
Barcelona lost some key personnel in last week's game. The defensive end, Carl Reeves, who was allocated from the Chicago Bears, no longer here. Hugh Hunter, the other starting defensive end, also injured, will be out about 3 or 4 weeks.
Key of all the Stan White stats is the last one on the right, with 0 interceptions. Smith tumbling to the 30-yard line, nearly broke it for a big play. Avram Smith, who played his college ball at New Hampshire. I mentioned that because that's where Jack McNeil spends his offseason.
Look at this. This is a great fake right here. Faking high and coming back with the counter, getting the whole defense to flow one way and coming back underneath to Avram Smith. And I tell you, it was almost dangerous because there was a lot of penetration by Barcelona on that play.
He showed great balance. That sets up a 3rd down and 2 for London. And White's going to throw over the middle. That is complete to Titley. A tight end and a 1st down. Michael Titley, a big target and a welcome target for Stan White to keep the drive alive.
Oh, yeah, this has been a great target of London for a long time. Titley has played in this league for 3 years. He was an all-world league player in '85, but excellent job of using the tight end in the right situation. 3rd and short, a sure-handed receiver, a very easy route to run, open space, pitch and catch. And Stan White, an opportunity to keep moving the chains and hold on to the football.
London with a 24-7 lead. We don't know how much time is left because the clock is inoperable. Now we find out as 3:18 left. Big haul for Avram Smith, created by himself. to the 40-yard line. That was a good surge by the offensive line of London and a pickup of 4 yards.
Yeah, that was an inside trap, and the trapping guard was number 72, Derek Turner, who trapped Leroy Glover, who's a penetrator, number 99, the defensive tackle. You'll see it on your screen right here. 99 gets trapped by Derek Turner right there, and Abram Smith cut right behind it. Perfect timing, a well-run play. That's what you want to do to a penetrating defensive tackle.
2nd down and 6 for London. Again, they go to Smith straight ahead, this time for only a yard. Well, the first series of this game, London lost Tony Vincent, their outstanding running back, and Barcelona has taken a timeout. Tony Vincent is standing on the sidelines, the London sidelines at around the 45-yard line, and appears to be all right. They retaped his ankle, apparently, and we'll find out whether or not he can come back in the second half. But great credit to London, because the running game now starting, as you see Tony Vincent there, the one-time standout at Towson State. And he has been retaped. The question is, will he come back?
What happens, Howard, sometimes is if you've been off an ankle for almost 2 weeks, and then you try to come back, you may shock that ankle. He hasn't run on it like he does in a game during practice. And sometimes you get a real bad twinge right away, and it feels like you re-injured it, but you need to walk it off, maybe retape it, and really it's not as bad as you might think initially.
Well, Vincent, not only an outstanding running back, but a fine pass catcher as well. And that's what makes him so valuable. And a lot of people still believe that this young man can make it in the National Football League, but his team is doing very well without him in the first half.
He was in Atlanta's training camp last year, got caught up in a numbers game with some talented running backs there.
White to throw, out to the left, and it is caught near the first down marker. It depends on the spot. It is awfully close to the chain. The catch by Todrick Malone has had a fine first half, and this is going to be close enough for a measurement.
And that's a good matchup out there right now, Todrick Malone and Michael Wright. And that ball was delivered on timing. Very tight spiral by Stan Wright. Very good delivery. You'll see good protection up front. They're double teaming the nose tackle right there. Gives them some protection. And this ball is delivered on timing. And Michael Wright wrestling him to the ground. That what led to the altercation after the play.
Well, it appears to be just short of a first down. Now it's decision time for London. I mean, they've got maybe a couple of links of the chain from a first down. But they've got the ball in their own territory, and if you have a 24-7 lead, do you gamble?
Howard, at this point, I would punt the ball away. I know that they're at midfield, but you do not want to give Barcelona field position if you can't convert this. And I know it's only 4 inches, but sometimes those are the toughest 4 inches to get in a football game. And you can bet and believe that Barcelona is going to stack the middle of their defensive line right here.
Well, if you're an offensive lineman now in a huddle, you're telling your quarterback, we can get it for you.
Stan White is going to quarterback sneak this ball, I believe. And I think he's going to feel like he can get this. But this is the type of play in a game where it looks one-sided maybe that can be a pivotal play and maybe turn around on it.
What White may try to do is draw Barcelona off sides. He's done it twice today. And your good call there, coach. Quarterback sneak off left tackle. That appears to be enough, at least from our vantage point.
He ducked behind the left guard, Derek Turner, an allocated player from the Chicago Bears. And that's where I would favor, too.
That's a 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
We, as you hear from the referee, Bill Levy, a 2-minute warning upon us. London on top, 24-7 in London.
Before he made motion picture history. Before he became the biggest movie star in the world.
And we make with the Kleenex here.
He was already making us laugh out loud. on In Living Color.
Woodchuck the Gray Squirrel, Woodchuck the Gray Squirrel. Done coming home.
The only place you can see Jim Carrey every night.
Alrighty.
Is on FX. 2 back-to-back episodes of In Living Color.
My job here is done.
Boom, 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 boom.
Ain't nothing cooler than the blues.
Shoot you right down.
It's living the blues. Complete. Definitive. It's the kind of collection only Time Life could put together.
It could be a spoonful of coffee. Could be a spoonful of tea.
Start with Blues Legends and get 20 absolutely essential blues classics for just $9.99 on cassette or compact disc.
Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you hurt me.
Then audition other albums. Keep only the ones you want. Satisfaction guaranteed. The blues are hotter than ever. So call now.
To order Living Blues, call 1-800-443-6900 or send $9.99 for 1 cassette or 1 CD, plus $3.50 shipping to Living the Blues, Department 1, Richmond, Virginia.
Eric Clemens back in New York. Coming up on the Doctor's Halftime Report, we'll recap the World League weekend so far up until the first half of the game you're watching, and we'll have NFL news and notes. Back to Howard and David.
So a first down, new set of downs for London from their own 48-yard line. They lead 24-7 late in the first half, and Stan White on the draw. It is Smith in the clear. Avram Smith for the 40 of Barcelona. Well, Avram Smith is capably filling the shoes of that man on the right side of his screen, Tony Vincent. He got hurt in the first series of downs in this game, and here's how.
Yeah, you're going to see the play right here. You'll see Tony Vincent come into your screen on the left. And he tries to make a cut right here, which is fine. That's cutting off the left ankle, which is fine. But at the end of this play, you'll see the defensive lineman right there twist his ankle in the corner right there. And that's where he's grimacing right there in a lot of pain. That took him out of the ball game.
White with a quick throw and an excellent play receiving-wise inside the 40 by Ronnie West. He fielded a tough ball, and London's going to take a timeout.
And this is the 2-minute drill here by London. Stan White doing a good job of executing it here. They go to a 4 wide receiver formation, Howard, the first time we've seen that today. The first play they ran a draw, the second play just a quick out to the slot man, and they're spreading the Barcelona defense out and just trying to find the open spot in the defense.
Well, Stan White, who had such a tough go of it the first 3 weeks, particularly the last 2 weeks, where he completed only 46% of his passes. Well, right now, he has completed 75% of his passes in the first half, 9 of 12 for 124 yards. And he has thrown for 1 touchdown. He has run 1 in for a score.
Let me tell you, Stan White wants to get this ball in the end zone one more time before halftime some way. And he's not going to make any mistakes, any bad passes here. But this is a different formation here.
Second down and 8, and White airing it out. Oh, whoa, what a play. What a play by Patrick Malone, who is having a day and a half.
His nickname is Long Gone Malone, and he went deep. What an interesting formation by Lionel Taylor. This is something out of the old AFL, as both receivers stack on back of each other, and it's just one-on-one down the sideline with both receivers.
A gain of 31 and a little Andre Bad Moon Rising celebration at the end. First and goal at the 5 for London. They lead 24-7 late in the first half, and they want some more. Wide open touchdown to Steve Brooks. That was too easy.
Barcelona didn't have their defense set. They weren't ready for that play. They should have called a timeout. And Steve Brooks, very capable receiver, started getting in the mix last week when they went to the double tight end offense. And here he is today, Steve Hollywood Brooks. They're going to like him back in L.A. where he does a little film work in the offseason.
His 8th reception of the year, his first touchdown in the '97 World League. And London has got it going on all cylinders. Clive Allen for the extra point. He hooked it this time. One of the few bad things that's happened to London in the first half, but they have already scored 30 points in the first half.
Well, the first touchdown by Stan White on the bootleg, this is the same play going the other direction. And Steve Brooks, all he does is just delay at the line of scrimmage and come out into the flat. What we didn't see on that play was number 52, Willie Smith, came in real late from the sidelines and was not in position to cover Steve Brooks on that play.
Well, the Monarchs fans are enjoying it, as you can see by the score. If London were to go on and win this game, you would have parity at its finest. You'd have 6 teams tied 2-2.
And the rest of the league is watching this game today, Howard. This is the only game played this afternoon. And you can bet that that road to the World Bowl is going to be up for grabs right now going into next week's action.
London plays at home again next week against the Scottish Claymores.
We will be in Barcelona next week, Howard. Well, Barcelona will take on Amsterdam.
All right.
Well, you know that a game is not over until they finally ring that final bell at the end of the 60-minute mark. But you talk about adjustments. Silvestri has put 5 in the end zone. This will be returnable. Tyree Davis from the 5. Not a lot to go. You can keep a guy inside the 20. You've done your job on specialty teams. And here's London, Brian, that was getting big plays returned on him all last week against Amsterdam.
Yeah, but when a kicker can get that kind of hang time on a ball, Howard, it helps the coverage units immensely.
Here's what we're talking about the standings and parity. London can equal their record at 2-2 and drop Barcelona and into a 6-way tie for first.
Yeah, London Monarchs go from the cellar into first place tie. That's not bad in one afternoon.
Kind of symbolizes your career. Here's Kittner. That's a nice play to the near sideline. It is complete for a first down is Shedrick Wilson, who has 1 touchdown reception for Barcelona.
Good coverage by the national player out there, Roel Blenman from England. He got the start today in the secondary.
Again, if you do not see the clock on your screen, it's because the stadium clock is inoperative. But we're around the 1-minute mark remaining. And John Kittner trying to get back on the board. His team trails 30-7 in the first half. Kittner with time. And a completion to midfield. Once again, Tyree Davis in on the reception and a first down for Barcelona.
And this is the hurry-up offense. This is a 2-minute drill right here. Kittner directing traffic, probably going to kill this ball.
And he does to stop the clock. Now we need to find out exactly what he stopped it at.
Second down.
Or can you end the sentence in a preposition?
I was taught not to do that at Duke University.
And you've adhered to those guidelines, I'm sure.
Tyree Davis in the slot right here. Just a little wiggle. One-on-one. And this is a perfect pass by Kittner. I mean, just find it underneath the zone right there. And he got time to throw it. That's the key for John Kittner if he gets time.
Kittner on second down over the middle, incomplete. And that's going to be pass interference. Burnett, the intended receiver, and he was hit as the ball was in flight. And Barcelona doing their best to get down the field in a hurry. They got pass interference against London.
Yeah, and that was Ryan McCoy who had one-on-one coverage with Bryce Burnett, the tight end. Burnett just goes right down the seam right here. Kittner with time. There it is, one-on-one. There's McCoy on the coverage, and he gets caught up holding Bryce Burnett. That's an automatic first down. That's a violation of coverage rules in the NFL.
Unofficially, 21 seconds left of the first half, and Barcelona's got it at the London 34. There you see Kittner's numbers, not as impressive as previous weeks, and London showing blitz. Kittner has time, and we get contact, and the officials say no pass interference this time.
And that was Raul Blenman one-on-one out there with Shedrick Wilson, and the feet got tangled up, and Wilson went down. This is one-on-one the whole way. Look at the amount of room that Roel was given. Oh, he gets turned all the way around. That probably could have been 6 points right there, Howard, if the feet don't get tangled up. Incidental contact is what they call that.
Got approximately 15 seconds left in the half. 30-7, London. Kitna has time, airing it out. Got a man and a pickoff. Claudius Wright on the return. And that stops the Barcelona drive.
Claudius Wright just playing a deep center field. Your rule of safety, don't let anybody behind you. Kitna tried to be a little too perfect with this pass, and Wright was just in the right position right here, playing the right defense. Kitna was looking left the whole play, and he looks off the receiver, but nice job of moving and breaking on the ball. Breaking on the ball, Howard, is where the ball's in the air, and the defender sees it, and he moves to it immediately. Very quick break by Claudius Wright.
Pass was intended for Tyree Davis, and we'll have the last play of the half. Just a few seconds left in the half. Game clock is broken on the field, but unofficially we have just a couple of seconds left, and Dan White says, you know what? We've got a 30-7 lead, and I'm happy with that. Let's go talk it over, but this game is not over yet. We'll come back to London. It's the Monarchs on top by 23.
$99. $99.
That's right. For only $99, you can join the fun in Orlando for 4 days and 3 nights as Walt Disney World celebrates its 25th anniversary. You'll stay at a world-class hotel, enjoy fabulous food, and see your favorite attractions.
$99.
You'll also receive a coupon book worth $500 in savings, plus a 3-day, 2-night bonus vacation in Fort Lauderdale.
At $99 per person, space is limited, so call 1-800-884-7755. All major credit cards accepted, so call now.
Coming up on this week's Back Chat, Joey Lauren Adams opens up about her freewheeling film, Chasing Amy, and Kim Coles just might fill us in on the season finale of Living Single. Coming up on this week's Back Chat.
Back Chat, tonight at 6:30, 5:30 Central.
Searching for the power of Fox shows?
Hate it.
You'll find it on FX. Fox Gone Cable.
Searching for major movies? Turn on FX Major Movie Sunday. A major Hollywood movie every Sunday. Tonight at 8, they're back. Anthony Edwards and the rest of the nerd herd hit the beaches. They're tan, rested, and ready for some action in Revenge of the Nerds 2.
They're back. They're back.
But will the Alpha Betas send the nerds packing?
So you want to get funky or what?
Turn on Revenge of the Nerds 2 tonight at 8 for FX Major Movie Sunday.
This Dockers Halftime Report is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, the go-to khakis from Barcelona to London. Hey, nice pants.
Welcome to the Dockers Halftime Report. Eric Clemens back at our FX studios in New York. Hey, London, all over Barcelona, 30-7 at the half. Stan White, 2 touchdown passes and 1 touchdown run. We'll get back to more of that in a little bit for you. Intra-division moves, the topic as we examine some NFL news and notes from the week around. Let's start with the AFC West. Speaking of those intra-division moves, on Monday, Denver signed cornerback and punt returner Darian Gordon away from division rival San Diego. One of the top returners in the league, Gordon missed all of the '95 season due to injury. He was the Chargers' first-round pick in '93. Former Scottish Claymore safety James Fuller re-signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Fuller's 5 interceptions a year ago tied for most in the World League. Baltimore Ravens starting center Wally Williams ruptured his Achilles tendon during a workout on Tuesday. He'll be out the next 6 months and might be able to return by October. The Dallas Cowboys signed former Northwestern linebacker Pat Fitzgerald. 2-time Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, was an undrafted rookie free agent. San Francisco 49ers moved to solidify their offensive line for years to come by signing Chris Dahlman to a 3-year contract. Dahlman, who has played mostly guard, will be moved to center to replace Jesse Sapullo, who was cut earlier in the offseason. 49ers also signed former Ryan Fire safety Mike Salmon to a 2-year contract. The Chargers re-signed wide receiver Tony Martin, and the Bears signed tackle James Big Cat Williams to a contract extension and waived tight end Kerry Cash. Now, in case you're just joining us and this is your first exposure to the NFL Spring League, the World League of Football, here's a sample of what you might have been missing for the first 4 weeks.
They went from an illegal formation to a legal formation, and that is not legal. Okay, where were they lined up on you? Okay, and where was the wheel? How far? On the line. Okay, Mike linebacker was inside. So is it exactly what we've drawn up?
Ingo Seibert, Werner Hippler, Ralf Kleinmann, das sind die Top-Nationals, die Top-Nationalspieler der Frankfurt Galaxy. Und es kann nur ein Ziel geben, den World Bowl in Frankfurt. Ralf Kleinmann mit dem Extrapunkt und der ist gut.
I really enjoy coming along to the games. It's a great atmosphere.
Wenn ich der Arbeitsmüde bin, so kurz vor Wochenende. Good afternoon, everybody. The Monarchs forever!
Hey, baby! I want you to know.
Hi there.
Hi there yourself. A great atmosphere indeed. Monarchs all over the Dragons, 30-7. Back with a look back at the first half and the weekend's highlights when we come back.
Go pantalon.
Hey, she says nice pants. There's a
Dockers, khakis.
The later it gets, the better it gets.
3 words. Fabulous.
First,
I have a sexual appetite. Is that all right with you?
excuse me, weeknights at 11. Tom Skerritt stars in the critically acclaimed Picket Fences.
Vice, Miami.
Then, it's the show whose style and sound changed television forever.
I sort of like to keep it that way, if you catch my drift.
Miami Vice. Finally, it's a double dose of outrageous comedy.
2 snaps up.
In living color, primetime comes to late night starting at 11 on FX.
The hum of the saw, the wail of the drill, the rhythm of the flame. If you love the music of woodworking, listen to this free TV offer. It's 101 shop tips, packed with secrets from the pros like a jig for routing evenly spaced dados, straightening uneven edges. You'll get 101 time-saving tips, and you get it free when you order cabinet making for just $9.99. Packed with hundreds of full-color photos and illustrations, cabinet making shows you how to master every cabinetry technique and get picture-perfect results. Preview future volumes from The Art of Woodworking with no commitment to buy. Use your credit card and get this video, Shop Secrets from Master Craftsman, free. So call now to order cabinet making for just $9.99 and get 101 shop tips free. Use your credit card and get your free Shop Secrets video. Call now.
Call 1-800-935-8484 to order cabinet making and get your free 101 shop tips. Use your credit card and you'll receive your free Shop Secrets video, or send check or money order to the address on your screen.
Welcome back to the Dockers Halftime Report. Apparently, teams in control of their own destinies in this league just can't get the job done. Frankfurt couldn't do it yesterday at home, and Barcelona so far in London not doing the job in the first half of the game you're watching. London in control. Let's go back to it. The players shaking hands as they come out on the field at Stamford Bridge, and London was roaring like tigers. First quarter after a Michael Hicks fumble. Stan White of the Giants hitting Todrick Malone of the Redskins. No fumble here is a rule. Instead, a 40-yard gain to the 5-yard line. Next play, Ed Hobbs takes it up the gut, goes in. 7-0, favor the Monarchs. There'd be more. After another Barcelona turnover, Stan White hooking up with Terrence Davis of the Chiefs. 7 yards. He holds on to the ball. The ruling is there. Made official. Touchdown. 17-0 Monarchs. Second quarter, Stan White. 2-yard bootleg. He'll score easily. 24-0 London. Both teams add a touchdown to that. And London missing an extra point, leading it 30-7 at the break. London is all over this one. Now on to yesterday's action. We go to Waldstadion in Frankfurt. And we start in the second quarter. Frankfurt running onto the field there, and Steve Pallor will hook up with Travis Hanna for 6 yards. He'll go out of bounds and set up this. Rolf Kleinman, a 34-yard field goal with 5 seconds left, and it was 3-3 at the break. Now we go to the fourth quarter. Still 3-3, 45 seconds left. Spence Fisher of the Dolphins hits Allen de Graffenried, who somehow got behind the defense. The 47-yard touchdown wins the game. Claymores win their fourth straight against Frankfurt. Saran Stacy had 70 yards rushing. 9-3 your final there. On to Amsterdam Arena. The fans wanted 2 in a row from their Admirals first quarter. Admirals respond. Brent Moss, 1-yard run came after an interception. 10-0 Admirals. Now to the third quarter. Ralph Dawkins, spin move. Nice move. 15 yards later, he scores. He had 21 carries, 67 yards, 16-13 Amsterdam. Galen Hall, T.J. Ruby says we can come back. Late in the game, down 23-13. Hail Mary. Hello, Bill Schrader of the Packers, 23-20. But the Amsterdam Admirals hold off the late charge and win it by that score. Amsterdam held the ball for more than 41 minutes as you see time of possession. And as it looks right now, it seems like after week 4, every team is going to be 2-2. So it's going to come down to next week's games. And you know what? We won't find out who will host World Bowl 97 until after the second game on Sunday. Amsterdam and Barcelona, all games with tremendous implications from here on in to week 5. And Howard David and Brian Baldinger are all set to tee it up for the second half. Can the Barcelona Dragons come back trailing by 23 at the break? We'll find out with the second half kickoff in just a few moments. Stay where you are.
The brand new limited edition Disney Winnie the Pooh postage stamps are now available. The International Collectors Society is now offering the only collector's set ever issued to commemorate the evolution of Winnie the Pooh from a real bear born in Winnipeg, Canada, to a cartoon icon beloved around the world. Demand for this limited edition set has been so overwhelming, experts are already predicting this set will be prized by you and your loved ones for generations to come. Not available at your local post office, you can only get them through this special television offer. The complete set of stamps is only $9.95. You'll also receive a numbered certificate of authenticity and a protective display holder. But that's not all. When you order, you'll also get this beautiful Disney Winnie the Pooh airmail stamp, an $8 value absolutely free. Remember, you get the legal tender Disney Winnie the Pooh stamps, a numbered certificate of authenticity, and protective display holder, all for $9.95. And when you act now, you'll also receive this stunning Disney Winnie the Pooh airmail stamp, an $8 value absolutely free. There's a limit of 6 per household. Call toll-free now.
Searching for an inside look at the American dream? Let FX take you to Minnesota, baseball Minnesota, where you get a real-world view of the minor leagues. And every day is a fight to get to the majors. From the owners to the manager, the families and the fans, all eyes are on the men who have the courage to dream and the talent to win. Tune in to FX and get behind the scenes of the minor leagues, because there's more to the game of baseball than what you see on the field. Baseball Minnesota, Sunday at 7.
Well, if you're just tuning in and you saw that score, you would think that the numbers might be reversed based on the previous 3 weeks. But Stan White, who has struggled most notably last week, is out-dueling John Kitna, as you can see by the comparison.
Yeah, one thing is clear, Howard, is there's no indicators of how a team or players are going to play from week to week in this league. And today it's Stan White's turn. He looks like the league MVP.
Stan White, as you see, 11 of 14 for 161 yards. He has thrown 2 touchdowns. He has also run in for 1 touchdown on a nice bootleg play. The only thing that's gone wrong for London is a missed extra point. John Kitna, though, his numbers are not great in the first half, but he is explosive enough to bring Barcelona right back into this game. And here's why London really has to continue to score.
Yeah, one of the tiebreakers in this league to see who hosts the World Bowl is number of points scored. This London offense, typically in a game 30-7, a blowout type of situation, maybe the offense gets a little conservative. That won't happen this afternoon.
London will get the ball to start the third quarter. You want to buy some balloons before we get started?
Uncle Sam making the trip across the ocean here today.
Now here's the kickoff, and it's taken up front. And on the return, out to across the 35-yard line is Victor Muhammad.
A national player here, a local focal hero in London, and a real stud, too.
Here's the numbers differential. And it's the points off turnovers that have been big for London thus far in the first half of this game.
And that's been a big key, because that allowed London to maintain a momentum about the problems they've had in the past. It allowed them to build the momentum and keep confidence in an offense that has struggled this year.
So from their own 37-yard line, London goes to work. And it is Ed Hobbs sweeping to the right. Still driving and doing a nice job out to the 42-yard line. Well, we don't know if we have not received a report as to the condition of Tony Vincent as to whether or not he will play in the second half. He sprained his ankle in the first series of this game today.
They came in today wanting to run the football, and Ed Hobbs has done a nice job in tandem with Abron Smith of controlling the football on the ground and buying some time for this passing game to work, and it's worked magnificently today. It's been an aerial circus for Stan White in the first half.
A gain of 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 for London. And White to throw, and the ball is kicked at the line of scrimmage. It is incomplete. It was intended for Michael Titley, the tight end.
And Big Pat Walsh is playing the left tackle position. When I say big, Howard, you're going to see 73 right there against the national player of Spain, even Ibernon, who gets a hand on the ball. And that type of play, Howard, can turn a game around if there's an interception. Michael Wright was coming up quick.
Well, you see Ibernon on the left. He actually was a soccer player until '92, and he gained so much weight he turned to football. White drilling it to Titley, incomplete. And so the Monarchs go 3 and out, and will have to punt the ball away. And for the first time, Greg Ivey steps on the field.
And that's the first time that's happened to London this afternoon. 3 plays and out, and that's exactly what Barcelona talked about in the locker room at halftime. Let's get 3 plays and out, let's get the football, and let's get points off it right away.
Tyree Davis awaiting the punt of Greg Ivey. And he gets it away from Tyree Davis. And it takes a London bounce. Davis on the return of the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. And there is a flag on the play.
It would be an illegal formation on the offense, and this may be a re-punt. Shedrick Wilson came in from the left side and almost got this ball blocked.
So we'll see if they make London kick it over again. Well, here's the difference from 95 to now on allocated players from the National Football League.
On the kicking team, not enough men on the line
every single year now, Howard. 41 players in 95, 74, now 112 players. No longer do you have to convince a player to come to this league. They volunteer to come.
Well, you think about some of the players that are now in the NFL and standout players. Michael Sinclair, Darren Bennett, the outstanding punter who made the Pro Bowl last year.
Brad Johnson, who played on this London team in 95, signed a multi-million-dollar contract with Minnesota. So good a prospect that they released Warren Moon, who's now in Seattle.
So Ivy will have to punt it away once again. To Tyree Davis. And Ivy gets it away. This will be returned by Davis. Well, it lets it hit over his shoulder. Inside the 5, and once again the ball bounces London's way.
What a great job by Mario Bradley, the force man on this punt. One of the ways that you can make an NFL roster is on special teams, and one of the neglected areas in the NFL is special teams play. Mario Bradley does a great job of forcing Tyree Davis right here to kind of just let the ball go. Davis has got to field that ball at the 10 and catch it and not be shaken by Bradley's presence. But it was Bradley's presence that forced Davis to let that ball bounce.
That's a good point. A 61-yard punt and sets up Barcelona deep in their own territory of the 2-yard line.
It shouts at defense.
Here's
Camp Bridge Stadium.
Kentner throwing the slant. This could go. Going inside the 30, the 20, Marcos inside the 10 of the 5, touchdown, but there is a flag back at the 2-yard line. Marco Martos with a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. And it is against London. Refused touchdown, stands up Barcelona.
And what Lionel said to us before the game is our team has played pretty well this year, except we give up the big play. We have breakdowns, and that was a huge breakdown on the outside. Just as the London fans get into the chance of defense, the defense breaks down.
98
Offside
yards.
defense. Number 75, lined up in the neutral zone. Penalty is declined.
Touchdown.
Whoa, does that change things, even though it's still a 17-point lead subsequent to the extra point, but a 98-yard play, and Barcelona's going to go for 2.
And the biggest thing that does is it changes the attitudes of the player. At halftime, they came out, they stopped the London offense in 3 plays. 2 plays later, they come back and they score a touchdown. It changes the momentum, Howard.
So Kitna and company to go for 2. They officially call it a 96-yard play. The 2-point conversion is complete.
What a great catch by Wilson. Shedrick Wilson in the end zone. I mean, that is NFL caliber material right there. That is a high jump in the end zone, leaping to see who can go the highest to grab the ball. Excellent touch by Kitna.
A 98-yard touchdown, and things have changed a bit.
Life is
the race against yourself.
Setting goals. Focus. The face plan.
Reaching goals.
2,837 free throws.
Putting back what you lose.
Being the underdog.
Life is
beginning.
being
Me.
Life is a sport. Drink it up.
Just up from 40 Deuce and Dream Street, there's a joint that jumps with solid swinging and hep-cat scat. Where the Heidi-Ho Man and the Godfather of Soul hit the high notes with every cool in the pool. It's a house on fire called the Cotton Club, where every night the vibe is hot and live gigs aren't the only things that cook, because the club chases up some of the best choff in town. So if you're hip to the scene, grab some threads and bring your Visa card, because the club jives and jukes at a shake, but never with American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Searching for major movies? Turn on FX Major Movie Sunday. A major Hollywood movie every Sunday. Tonight at 8, they're back. Anthony Edwards and the rest of the nerd herd hit the beaches. They're tan, rested, and ready for some action in Revenge of the Nerds 2.
They're back! They're back!
But will the Alpha Betas send the nerds packing?
So you want to get funky or what?
Turn on Revenge of the Nerds 2 tonight at 8 for FX Major Movie Sunday.
This year, they're moving me from third base to first. It's a pretty big switch.
I just want to be prepared.
You still feel a bit small. Got anything bigger?
Bigger. Nice reach, Jim.
Not bad. Hey, Dave, grab my new glove.
Tomorrow, Texas takes on Cleveland, or Montreal meets San Francisco, only on FX.
Speedy Gonzalez, as he's called by his teammates, Marco Martos. A touchdown on a slant pass from John Kitna.
The first Mexican non-kicker to play professional football.
And now it turns out to be an important sequence of plays as the ensuing kickoff is kicked out of bounds. And that is a penalty against Barcelona. So now the onus, even though they've got a 15-point lead, as you look at the replay.
Yeah, here's the touchdown to Martos. And you're going to see him, he's working one-on-one against Blendman. But look at the safety right there, Gaines. He overcommits on the tackle. You always tackle from the inside out. Fundamental mistake by the weak safety. And Martos, showing his Speedy Gonzalez athletic ability here, runs away from the field.
Well, it didn't take long to give Barcelona. Oh, he could fight the lightweight champ that won last night. Hadim.
And I think he can knock him out as well.
Oh, he's a little bigger. 30-15. London on top as they go to the ground. And Smith across the 40. Steve Brannon makes the tackle on the play for Barcelona. And we talked about the explosiveness of this Barcelona team, only we didn't think it was going to be from that source.
First play. I mean, I know what went on in Jack McNell's locker room at halftime, Howard. I've been behind in a game where you get assaulted so quickly, you sort of get this Twilight Zone gaze in your eyes, and you're not really sure what's happening. Right now, I think they feel like there's some confidence in this team, and they're not out of it by any stretch.
Late fake by White, but Hobbs couldn't hold on. Well, you see London getting just a tad conservative right now.
No conservative, and sometimes when the momentum changes, the plays don't come as quickly or as easily.
Well, the
two-point conversion. You see it here by Kitna and how well it was run. And this is an NFL-type play, no question.
Oh, no question. This is a fade to the end zone, and it's a short end zone right there. I mean, most receivers are afraid to run this play for fear of hitting the back of the end zone right here. It's very short, only 2 yards in the back there, but Cedric Wilson goes up big.
White. Ball is tipped and nearly picked off, probably should have been. So once again, Stan White goes 3 and out, and Greg Ivey, who didn't punt at all in the first half, will now have to kick it away for the second time in as many sequences.
And Ronnie Wolfhook, the player that was in Frankfurt last year, well, that's Oliver Barnett right there, who got switched to defensive end only this week with the injury to Carl Reeves, gets a hand on the ball. That ball was up for grabs for a long time. That's a dangerous situation for the offense.
Tyree Davis awaiting the punt of Greg Ivey. A low snap from center, fielded by Ivey. And he hangs up a beauty. Davis to return it from the 17. Looks to turn the corner and now runs into a lot of blue shirts. There's a flag on the play.
See a lot of flags on the special teams right here.
Well, the way things were going for London in the first half, they could not have brought it up better, but things have turned around a little bit. There is holding against London.
The attitude of this Barcelona team is very strong. As everybody is up off the benches, they're jumping up and down on the sidelines. There's a little life in this team.
Holding during the kick on the receiving team. Number 22, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Well, initially, Bill Levy had pointed in the direction of London, but it is against Barcelona on the return of the punt by Tyree Davis.
Yeah, Tyree Davis right here. This time right here, he does a good job of feeling the ball, looking at the coverage, seeing if he has room to catch this ball before he gets hit. Now, he does a great job of running to his right, and looks like he can get the corner. He should keep going. All of the pressure is coming from the inside out there.
Well, Barcelona starts deep in their own territory at the 8, but they started at their own 2 last time. Hitting it back to throw. Ball is incomplete through the hands of Bryce Burnett, the tight end.
And you don't see that very often from Bryce Burnett. Right there, we talked to Jack Fidel. He said, we're coming out, we're going to throw the football. We don't really care that much about setting up the run. You'll see Burnett coming from right to left right here across the field. This is just a zone. Richard Newbill picks him up. He was open. That ball should be caught.
Second down for Barcelona at their own 8-yard line. Kitna to change the play at the line. Throwing it out to the right, and once again to the tight end Burnett across the 15-yard line. Short of a first down. Well, Bicknell, yesterday when we spoke with Jack, said, you know, these players are kind of have a double-edged sword. They're trying to play well in this league at the same time with an eye towards the National Football League.
Yeah, and you know, one of Jack Bicknell's philosophies is he doesn't put the pads on during the week, Howard. He wants his players fresh. He wants their legs underneath them come game time. And he doesn't want players going to training camp 3 weeks at the end of the season tired.
Kitna sack. Ben Williams has had a big day with a quarterback sack of John Kitna. And it will bring up 4th down. London gambled, and it paid off.
Yeah, Ben Williams, University of Minnesota's all-time sack leader and the #1 pick of the London Monarchs this year. You'll see Williams in your screen right there. Just runs around the right guard, Chris Banks right there, and gets a free shot on Kitna. Those type of plays on 3rd downs right there really rescue your defense.
Kenny McIntyre, who has played very little in this game for London, stands back at his own 45 to return the punt. A high snap through and out of the end zone. A 2-point safety for London. And that makes up for the missed extra point. The lead is now 32-15.
And another mistake right here. This ball should be caught. Well, he took his eyes off the ball, Beckley, right there, who came in leading the World League in punting with almost a 43-yard average. Look at his eyes right there. takes his eyes off the ball for just a minute, and that's all it took. Actually, just a flash second right there. And he knows he was in trouble. Automatic safety when the ball goes through the end zone on that type of a snap.
Well, things have not gone well for Cowboys Jack Bicknell in this game. His team is trailing 32-15. They started out this third quarter in fine fashion with a big touchdown pass, bigger run by Martos. But now London, seems to, maybe that two-point conversion stabilizes London after the quick hit they took in the early third quarter.
Yeah, and they're going to have to take some more hits because Kitten is not finished for the day, but it seems like there was a lack of concentration on that series by Barcelona. It started with Bryce Burnett dropping the ball in the first down play, coming across the middle. These are plays that when you're down by what they're losing by right now, you can't afford. Of course, after safety, there's an option for the team to either kick the ball or punt it. Beckley will punt it.
So George Harris is now back deep as well as Todrick Malone, and Malone lets it roll into the end zone. He better put his hands on it. It's a free ball, and finally he does. And the London crowd wants a penalty on that late hit. But Malone a little casual with that last kickoff or punt. London on top. 32-15. If they win, it's a six-way tie in the World League. London with a 17-point lead will come back to London.
Whenever there's a say hello, whenever there's a touch, a handshake will follow. Whenever there's a laughing at you, whenever there's it's a groove that we do. With the twist of the cape, or the pop up the top, it's the language we speak, it's the best that won't stop. Always Coca-Cola.
I'm Jackie Joyner Kersey, and I have asthma, but it hasn't kept me from setting 4 world records because I control my asthma every day. And even if you think you have your asthma under control, you should call the Asthma Control Program from Glaxo Wellcome. They'll send you a free kit full of the latest information to help you understand and manage your asthma better. You'll get lots of useful tools, including a 4-step program that can help you prevent attacks before they occur. And best of all, you'll receive updated information as soon as it's available.
Many asthma patients, including you, can become symptom-free if you follow the daily treatment plan your doctor prescribes. And the Asthma Control Program from Glaxo Wellcome can help. So call 1-800-328-9207 right now.
The sooner you get with the program and stick with the program, the sooner you can take control of your asthma. I don't let asthma control my life, and you don't have to let it control yours either.
That one change in the London offensive line. Chris Lundberg is out. The right tackle for London replaced by Patrick Walsh. Seth Dittman moves to the right side. The right tackle for London on the draw. Not much. Smith, maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. Well, Martos with a 96-yard touchdown.
Number 2, sir.
Sets a record for the longest touchdown play by a national player in World League history. John Kitna with the longest touchdown pass in Dragon history, and it was the 4th overall longest play in World League history.
A whole lot of records being set.
The draw and reverse coming to the near side to Malone. Looking to try to do something on his own, nothing there. The play was a disaster, a loss of about 7 on the play. And it was Naposki that broke it up. Eric Naposki, the team leader of the Barcelona defense that just destroyed the win.
Though. You can see Ed Hobbs give it to Todrick Malone right there. Good pressure by McCoy. He actually makes the play. Now, Tarvis Malone, what he has to do on a broken reverse is try to get as many yards as he can. Don't be dancing out there. Try to get as many positive yards as you can and then go down.
Loss is 6 on the play. Stan White still looking for his first pass completion of the second half. Dumps it out of the backfield and over the head of Ed Hobbs. Stan White, after a terrific first half, is 0 for 5 here in the third quarter.
The offense is really struggling. Stan White put in a position right here where he gets a lot of pressure put on him. He tries to throw the ball over a tall defensive end, Oliver Barnett, trying to thread it into Eddie Hobbs. But that was a receiver route right there where that's not where he really wanted to go with the football.
Ivy to kick it away to Tyree Davis. Ivy drives a beauty in the direction of Davis, and this will be returned. Oh, he lets it hit. Made a mistake, fields it at the 25, looking to double back. Able to turn the corner at the 30, and finally pulled down, but he made a mistake. Probably should have fielded it on a fly, and he let it hit. And he managed to get about 5 yards.
He did a lot of work right there to get back to where he probably should have caught the ball, Howard. But you've got to field that ball on the fly, and there was a lot of separation between him, if he could have caught the ball, and the defenders that were coming down to chase him.
Coming up next week in the World League, and if London is able to hold on, next week becomes huge. Some key games. Rhein Fire at Frankfurt on Saturday, and then these London Monarchs will be on the road at Amsterdam. Actually, they'll be hosting Amsterdam. Back to passes, Kipna got trouble and sacked and just gets rid of the football in the pocket. It is not intentional grounding. Herman Smith, who we talked about at the top of the broadcast, was going to be key today, and Herman Smith has had a big day.
Herman Smith has put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. He had a matchup against Everett Lindsay, the best offensive lineman for Barcelona, and he's been able to beat him at times this afternoon. What's held Herman Smith back this year is that he's worked within the scheme of the defense, and he's done what the defensive coaches have asked him to do. Here he's able to freelance a lot more this afternoon.
Second down and 10 for Barcelona. Kipna flushed out of the pocket again. Has room to run. And runs out of room and then gets a late hit. It's going to be a penalty on London.
Sure is.
It was Raul Blenman who hit him as he went out of bounds.
And as that play developed, Howard, it was again Herman Smith against Everett Lindsay. You'll see on the left-hand side of your screen. Good penetration, bull rush, and then a swim by Lindsay. And here it is, Emil Parker right there.
Foul. Unnecessary roughness.
And Raul Blenman, the national player of England,
late hit
right here,
out of bounds.
gets a late hit on Kipna. Be a 15-yard penalty.
Stand corrected. I said London was playing Amsterdam. They're hosting the Claymores of Scotland next week. Here's a World League rule. He is disqualified for 2 plays.
Yeah, Mario Bradley's in for him right now. On the other corner, Kenny McIntyre has been in for this series. First action he's seen a defensive back.
Kipna almost picked off right in the middle of the field. Carl Ballard, who has had about 3 days of practice, nearly comes up with a pick.
And what a great story Carl Ballard is. He's their national player. He replaces Raul Blenman, who's out for 2 plays right now. He's filling in for him at the middle linebacker position. This is a national series. You've got to have a national player out there for every play.
Second down and 10 at the London 40. For Barcelona trailing 32 to 15. Kipna changing the play at the line. And he goes to Hicks, who's been quiet of late, and he's got room. Hicks down the sideline, and a saving tackle is made on the far sideline, nearly breaking it for a touchdown, but Ryan McCoy comes up with a saving tackle.
Yeah, Ryan McCoy saves a touchdown. You'll see Hicks right here. He's allocated by Chicago. He's a third down back, and this is what third down backs have to be able to do. Get to the open field and then make a play. He walks the tightrope here. McCoy lays out with a great effort just to trip up Hicks. Otherwise, we're talking about 6 points of pay dirt for Barcelona.
He got 28 on the play. First down, Barcelona. Kipna again changing the play. Again to Hicks. This time he is knocked down. That's an excellent defensive play by Ben Williams. And we've been talking about him all afternoon. He's just had a whale of an afternoon.
Ben Williams was the #1 draft pick in this year's World League draft by London.
Michael Hicks a little slow getting up. Most of those yards in the first half for Michael Hicks. He has 30 here in the 28 here in the second half. But he started out so quickly.
And we talked with him yesterday. Very quiet kid, but quiet, confident kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he really feels like he can carry the mail. He can catch the football. He's going to be a good addition to the Chicago Bears team this year.
Kittner with a play fake into the end zone, incomplete. He gets leveled as he delivers and takes a hard shot by Malcolm Scholl. But John Kittner, who is allocated by the Seattle Seahawks, he's got a great situation there when you think about it. John Freeze is the starter for Seattle, and then Warren Moon has been signed. Well, Warren Moon is 42, so he can learn a lot from a guy like Warren Moon.
He can learn a lot, Howard, but we're talking about two quarterbacks that are wooden nickels back there. They're sitting ducks. Eventually in this league, if you're just a pocket quarterback, you're going to take too many hits. Be knocked out, he's going to get shot.
Third down play into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Barcelona to Shedrick Wilson, his second of the day.
Again, one-on-one, Shedrick Wilson and Mario Bradley out there. And again, a terrific pass by Kittner. Zach McNeil wants to go for two, get more points. But what a play. I mean, that is NFL caliber football in a short end zone. Shedrick Wilson coming up huge.
That's the third time you've used that term about Shedrick Wilson, about the kind of NFL-type plays he's made. And, I mean, there's no accident. This kid's a player.
Yeah, he's allocated by the Houston Oilers. He's going to get an opportunity down there to play in a wide-open offense.
So the extra point is good. Angoye with the extra point, and it is a football game, folks. This one is far from over. We're in the third quarter in London.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free. While the rest of the week, they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free. Only from Sprint Business.
Just a glance, it happened. Love came looking for me. Get out of my way!
Dockers, khakis.
I'm back!
Before he made motion picture history. Before he became the biggest movie star in the world.
And we make with the Kleenex here!
He was already making us laugh out loud. On In Living Color.
Woodchuck the gray squirrel, Woodchuck the gray squirrel. Done coming home.
The only place you can see Jim Carrey every night.
Alrighty.
Is on FX. 2 back-to-back episodes of In Living Color.
My job here is done!
Barcelona's Shedrick Wilson has had a day. He's only caught 3 balls for 34 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion.
Can't ask for any more than that. That's some productive action right there.
Well, this one is far from over. London leads is still 10, but shaky right now. George Harris on the return for the 5. Boy, he'd take a licking at the 20-yard line. But now the onus is on Stan White. He had a very solid first half as we look at the touchdown pass.
The touchdown pass is a fade route. And what a fade route is, it's one-on-one action with the wide receiver and the cornerback. The wide receiver here is fading away. Shedrick Wilson fading away from the defensive back, Mario Bradley. They're throwing it to a spot. It's up to Shedrick Wilson to bring the ball in. He throws it to the only spot that Bradley cannot get the ball. And Shedrick Wilson at 6'2", a big height advantage, although Bradley is a tall corner at 6'1".
Well, you got to look at Kitten and say he's got pretty nice touch. First down, Stan White is 0 for 5 in the third quarter. He hands to Smith, and there's nothing there. Nothing there. He gets tattooed by Leroy Glover at the line of scrimmage. We talked about at the beginning of the broadcast about the ability of London to run the football. They don't have Tony Vincent. He's out again with the ankle injury, so they've had to rely on Avram Smith. They've had to rely on Ed Hobbs. And they've done a pretty good job up to this point, but now this lead's a little shaky.
Yeah, Howard, they did a good job when they were throwing the ball effectively. But if you notice, Dan White has not been effective in the second half, and the running game has suffered as a result.
White to put it up, flushed out of the pocket. He's in trouble. Scrambling, throwing it on the run, and connecting to Smith for short gain of about a yard or two at the 22-yard line. Again, Leroy Glover putting the pressure on Stan White.
Yeah, Leroy Glover came in today with 3 sacks, has already accumulated 1, but he is a pass rusher. He's able to get into the seams quickly. Stan White does a very good job of feeling pressure from Oliver Barnett right there, who beat Pat Walsh at the left tackle position. He's scrambling for his life right there. Also running away from Vincent Landrum.
London's gone 2 straight possessions, 3 and out. They need to convert it here. The draw to Smith, nothing there. Well, Barcelona's defense has stepped up. And right now, London's offensive line looks a little shaky.
And it's another punt this half, Howard, and this offense has suddenly gotten very conservative. And that is not what you want to do when the other team has the momentum.
Well, that's not what got you the lead.
It's not what got you the lead, and I don't believe that's what's going to be able to keep the lead, Howard.
Tyree Davis awaiting the punt of Greg Ivey for the 3rd time in as many possessions in the 3rd quarter. This one is returnable. But again, Davis lets it hit, only it takes a Barcelona bounce and is down near the 44-yard line. Well, Barcelona with excellent field position with 3:14 to play in the 3rd quarter, and the lead that once was 30-7 is now a 10-point game.
Yeah, and there's a lot of time left in the 3rd quarter. Right here, this is the sticker, Tommy McGahee right here, with the Philadelphia Eagle emblem right there. That means that he has been allocated by the Philadelphia Eagles. He's been sent over by the Eagles, and these are the different ways that you can become allocated.
Quick drop by Kittner, flushed out of the pocket. And Kittner's in trouble and sacked for the 3rd time today. And once again, Herman Smith comes up with a big play. We talked to Herman Smith 2 days ago, and we both had that same sense after speaking with him, that this was a guy that feels like mentally he is a much better football player.
He said he's gotten a lot better. He was released by Tampa Bay last year, and Tony Dungy said it's not your physical ability. You have the abilities to play in the NFL. We got caught up in a numbers game. Warren Sapp, the #1 pick, was there. But this is the kid that felt like his time is going to come. He's not over in London for a good time. He's over here on business. He wants to get to the NFL.
2nd down and 20, and Kittner to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, and completes it. Right on the money at midfield, and a well-thrown ball to Alfonso Browning.
Yeah, Browning just found the open area in the seam, the open window. Kittner right here gets a lot of pressure, but a great job of staying in the pocket. You see Ben Williams on pressure right there, and Kittner taking a shot, not a big shot. He can handle that. Kittner's a big kid. Believe me, he'll take those completions any day if that's all of the punishment he has to take at the end of a play.
It's a gain of about 16 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for Barcelona at the 50. Kittner out to the left and right on time once again for a 1st down. The completion to Shedrick Wilson, his 4th of the day. Well, we're seeing a lot of outstanding performances by quarterbacks right in the 1st half. Now Kittner has stepped it up in the 2nd half, and the receivers have had outstanding days.
Yeah, this is just a stop route. Mario Bradley, the corner, is giving him a lot of room, and Kittner looks at that. When he comes to the line of scrimmage, he's seeing how far off these corners are playing. And he's confident in his arm strength that he can get the ball to his receiver before the defensive back does.
1st down play, and Kittner over the middle, and again he's on time. Once again to the 25-yard line to Tyree Davis, and Kitna is spreading it around.
Draw left. And that's what we saw from Barcelona coming into this game, is that they like to spread the ball around. This is an aerial circuit. Right now, Jack Fidel just called for a draw play. Here it is. Tyree Davis just finds the open part of the seam, wide open. Kitna likes the result.
First down, Barcelona at the 25 of London, and Kitna again changing the play. He puts it on the ground this time to Terry Wilburn, his first carry of the day for just a few yards. Terry Wilburn, who had an ankle injury before today. One-time Tennessee Chattanooga standout. And they try to keep London a little honest that time.
Number 2 right here. Back up now. They're coming over here.
It's a 900 series, which is going to be a pass protection.
Back up.
Look at the difference.
Make on the hit and move back.
London with 7 yards after the way they were going in the first half.
It's a tale of two different teams.
And kicked on second down under a rush, unloads, incomplete. There's a flag on the play, and Kitna got leveled once again, this time by Ryan McCoy.
Yeah, Ryan McCoy comes free from the outside right here, has a free shot on Kitna. Kitna doesn't see him right away. He's just looking at his hot receiver on the other side. That is, when there's a blitz, he has a receiver that he can go to.
7-7, holding umpire. Okay, here we go.
Got a holding call against Barcelona.
960R trail.
960R trail. London, Beaver right.
The offensive coordinator is Dick Pearl, who has been with Jack McNell for a while.
The London is the personnel that's in the game. The Beaver right is the formation. The 900 is the pass protection. We're going to see Kitna go down through the air right here.
Second down and 15 at the 30 of London. Again finding the receiver near the 20-yard line. Tyree Davis, his brother Willie, was a standout first with the Kansas City Chiefs and now with the Houston Oilers. They mark it at the 21-yard line, and that is going to be the last play of the third quarter. Barcelona coming back, but London still has a 32-22 lead.
Searching for action, excitement, and laughs? Turn on FX Primetime, starting at 8.
Get yourself a team.
Catch the explosive thrills of the A-Team. Then at 9, Don Johnson turns up the heat with the look and excitement that is Miami Vice. And at 10, Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans push the envelope of good taste.
Pilot to co-pilot, we're going down in flames.
On In Living Color, FX Primetime, Tuesday through Saturday. 3 shows, 1 place, FX.
Boom, 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 boom. Ain't nothing cooler than the blues. It's living the blues. Complete. Definitive. It's the kind of collection only Time Life could put together.
It could be a spoonful of coffee. Could be a spoonful of tea.
Start with Blues Legends and get 20 absolutely essential blues classics for just $9.99 on cassette or compact disc.
On up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you hurt me.
Then audition other albums. Keep only the ones you want. Satisfaction guaranteed. The blues are hotter than ever. So call now.
To order Living Blues, call 1-800-443-6900 or send $9.99 for 1 cassette or 1 CD, plus $3.50 shipping to Living the Blues, Department 1, Richmond, Virginia.
So now we start the fourth quarter, and London, who once upon a time enjoyed a 23-point advantage, has seen their lead reduced, and it's all happened in the third quarter. And that's part of the problem. That is Tony Vincent, who's now in street clothes, and he's been out since the first quarter of this game, the first series. They have missed him. Kitna to throw. As time, and Sack loses it. London's got it on the turnover.
And John Kittner wants that play back because he made a huge mistake.
Jeff Hunter comes up with a fumble recovery. The third turnover recorded by London.
You're going to see a stunt right here on the inside, but Jeff Hunter comes around Everett Lindsay on the outside. A very solid left tackle, but beats him on an outside move. Look at Tyree Davis right here. Kittner needs to throw the ball right now. Mario Bradley is beat.
You know what? That's a good route.
That was an excellent route. That is what you call a corner route, Howard, where you sell the inside post and you cut it back to the corner of the end zone. That should have been 6 points.
Big play for the London defense. They've got it back. Smith straight ahead across the 30. And as the game now is in the fourth quarter, you see the hitting is a little harder. The cuts are a little quicker. The guys sense at both sides of the football that, hey, the game's on the line. Who wants to win it? London's got the hammer.
And for London right now, this is a great opportunity for the offensive line to really establish the war in the trenches between the tackles right here, because if they can run the football and hang on to the football, they can keep the ball away from the explosive Barcelona offense.
Well, Stan White, who had an outstanding first half, he's been subpar in the second, but his team still has the lead, and Smith behind an outstanding surge by the offensive line across the 35-yard line.
I poured it. How much? Well, damn. Give me a time. 2. Let's go with a quick nod, okay? And trips, if you want to.
Trips indicating the 3 receivers. Oh, when he coached in Pittsburgh, he had that steel curtain there.
Oh, it's worth open it up.
Dan Radakovich, his defensive coordinator, we talked about him. He drafted Dwight White, became the 4th member of that steel curtain.
Third down and 2, and White has it knocked down at the line of scrimmage. That's just an outstanding play defensively by Barcelona. And it was Naposki that made the play.
And Naposki comes on the blitz right into your screen. At the bottom, he comes free. And this is a hot route, meaning the quarterback is throwing against the blitz, and he's got to find his receiver that the guy that's blitzing usually covers him. In this case, Naposki blitzes. He's got to get the ball to the open man. He's not able to do that quick enough.
Well, Greg Ivey has had a lot of photo ops here in the second half, and sends a high kick in the direction of Davis, returning it from the 20. Tyree Davis finally put down at the 25-yard line.
Tyree Davis is going to give Jack McNell a heart attack.
London with a 32-22 lead. We'll be back.
Life is
the race against yourself.
Setting goals. Focus. The face plan. Reaching goals. 2,837 free throws. Putting back what you lose. Being the underdog.
Life is
beginning.
Being me.
Life is a sport. Drink it up.
It all started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was the boss. So I gave myself a day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on fit like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This will make your day.
Every call was just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I pass the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
I thought it was the flu. It wasn't.
It burned when I urinated. I thought it was a one-time thing. It wasn't.
I had pain, a discharge, and a sore. I thought it was another yeast infection. It wasn't.
These are symptoms of genital herpes, a condition that 1 out of every 6 Americans has. Call 1-800-419-4343 for information. While there's no cure, doctors have treatment options. Herpes thrives on ignorance. See your doctor.
Searching for major movies? Turn on FX Major Movie Sunday. A major Hollywood movie every Sunday. Tonight at 8, they're back. Anthony Edwards and the rest of the nerd herd hit the beaches. They're tan, rested, and ready for some action in Revenge of the Nerds 2.
They're back! They're back!
But will the Alpha Betas send the nerds packing?
So you want to get funky or what?
Turn on Revenge of the Nerds 2 tonight at 8 for FX Major Movie Sunday.
Cowboy Jack Bicknell's the only coach the Dragons have ever had. One-time coach at Boston College. And his team is not out of this one. Not when you have John Kitna, who's closing in on a 300-yard day at quarterback. From the 25-yard line of Barcelona. Kitna unloads. Got a man complete inside the 40 to Cedric Wilson, who just came back to the football and did an outstanding job on the play.
And what a great job of patience by Cedric Wilson, waiting for that ball to come down. Mario Bradley slipped and fell on the play, but Cedric Wilson stayed with him. And what they did up front was they double-teamed Herman Smith with the running back that time, giving Kitna a little extra time to be able to throw the deep ball.
36 yards on the completion.
Look at Mario Bradley on the ground right there. He tripped and fell.
Kitna changing the play, puts it on the ground. Wilburn running right. There's a flag on the play as Wilburn is brought down inside the 35-yard line.
And Emerson Martin, the center, can't believe it. I think he's going to be guilty of a holding infraction against the very active defensive tackle, Ben Williams.
It was all London in the first half. It has been Barcelona in the second half. London has scored 2 points in the second half.
Holding on the offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
The mistakes continue to haunt the Dragons. The difference in this game, London in the first half, you saw what they produced. Second half, they have 1 yard of offense. Kitna, unofficially, over 300 yards passing, 310. The first World League player this year to go over 300 yards. Now it's 1st and 20 for Barcelona from the 48 of London. Kitna out of to the tight end, Burnett. Burnett to the 30, to the 28-yard line. Nearly got back the penalty, plus a first down. He picks up about 18 or 19 on the play.
Yeah, and Carl Ballard's the middle linebacker right now, the national player. A great story. Number 52 is covering Burnett in his coverage right here, and he gets behind him. He gets a little caught up looking in the action in the backfield, and Burnett is wide open.
Well, the London defense, which was pretty airtight for much of this season, is being picked apart by John Kitna. Wilburn again. First down and more near the 20-yard line.
And Wilburn looks very fresh. Legs are high stepping right now, running with a lot of confidence and a lot of power at his tailback position.
Bonzo Browning returns at wide receiver with Cedric Wilson.
Watch these guys right here, right up the gut. And I'll tell you, the fourth quarter of games determines who wins games generally. And right now, the Barcelona offensive line is doing a good job, both pass protecting and on the run game.
First down Barcelona at the 21 of London. And again, Kitna changes the plays. He's got a free rein to do that from head coach Jack Bicknell. And now a flag. A delay of game against the Barcelona Dragons.
That is the liability of trying to change plays constantly. Is you're going against
the speedy reel. Beaver left,
only 35 seconds
speedy reel.
Plays.
That is not a cellular phone that Jack Bicknell is working with there, calling back to the United States.
God damn it.
No, he's actually talking to John Kitna, who has a little earpiece in his helmet, and he's talking to him all the way up until the snap of the ball sometimes, giving him some advice on the play.
Kitna to throw on first down. Over the middle, it is incomplete, slightly behind the intended receiver. And it will bring up second down.
That was good double coverage by
another penalty.
78 on the hold. Second down, sir.
A correction on that. I thought there was a penalty. Apparently not.
Yeah, that's good coverage by Claudius Wright on the corner right there. The guy that they've really been working on right now is the left corner, and that's Mario Bradley.
Wilson to the right side. Martos, who made the big reception of 96 yards at the bottom of your screen, number 1. London showing blitz. They pick it up. It's a jump ball, incomplete. The intended receiver was Bonzo Browning. And he was defended over there well by Kevin Gaines, the free safety.
Yeah, this is Alfonso Browning right here, who is a good friends with George Harris, the safety, but he's got Kevin Gaines right here, one-on-one. You see Reggie Holt coming over from the safety position to get help. He had a chance to make a spectacular catch right there, but well-thrown ball and good chance, good effort to go to the end zone on that play.
Extra DB comes in the game for London. Kenny McIntyre, and the linebacker comes out. 3rd down and 15 for Barcelona at the 26 of London. Kettner under a rush and escapes. Kettner for a first down inside the 10 of the 5 and inside the 5-yard line.
And that was an unbelievable job by Kettner to pick up the blitz. And when you blitz in this league or in any league, you risk getting burned. And you'll see both guys coming up the gut. You'll see Carl Ballard right here in the middle. He's going to be coming right up the middle. Great job of being picked up by Emerson Martin. And then Ryan McCoy and Kettner just picks a spot. The C's open wide, and it's all green in between for John Kettner.
A gain of 25 on the scramble, and a timeout is taken by London. They weren't set defensively, and they are backpedaling right now, London is. London clinging, literally, if you can believe it, to a 10-point lead. We'll be right back.
Будем счастливы, будем жить долго, долго, долго. Нам повезем жизнь новую,
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free. While the rest of the week, they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free. Only from Sprint Business.
They're coming from Japan, from Russia, from everywhere. But they all wind up in the same place. The Wound & Wound Toy Company, one of the world's largest collections of wind-ups, LA's hottest movers, shakers, and big talkers. So bring your inner child, your real child, and your Visa card. Because at the Wound & Wound Toy Company, you won't wind up with anything using American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Always and forever, each moment with you is just like a dream to me that somehow always and forever.
Following a 25-yard scamper by John Kettner, Barcelona just outside the 1-yard line, 1st and goal. Play fake by Kettner. He's going to keep it, dives for the goal line. I don't know if he made it. I think his knee went down shy of the goal line.
He went down a little too quick, Howard.
Yeah, the ball might have gone in, but his knee went down first. They're having a little bit of a meeting here.
Howard, he slid into the end zone, but he didn't get over the end zone before the knee touched.
And they're calling it a touchdown. Apparently the ball went over, then his knee went down, according to the judgment of the officials. And John Kettner has scrambled for a touchdown. And now Barcelona will kick the extra point to make it a 3-point game. Otherwise, you go for 2, you're really risking. You're gambling.
You're right, Howard. If you miss the 2-point conversion, it's a 4-point game. And then suddenly a field goal can't tie the game up and maybe send it into overtime.
So the 1-yard run by John Kettner.
Well, we talked about Kettner's scrambling abilities before the game. He came into today's game averaging over 7 yards a carry, and those statistics are even higher after today's game.
Ngoyi for the extra point. And he drives it through. Well, we knew that Barcelona had the explosiveness, and they continue to demonstrate it.
We've seen bootlegs on both teams down in the end zone, faking one side and then rolling out. This is a two-way option for Jon Kitna. He sees the open opportunity. He gets the ball across the end zone line, and he also took a shot to the neck right there, too, as well. That's just an ice towel right there. He's just trying to cool off. That was a energetic drive that Jon Kitna engineered.
Kitna. And some of the players said, you know what, looks great on you, but I think we're going to go in a different direction.
And I don't blame the other guys, too. I mean, if that's what you're trying to show off, that type of cut, I don't know if I want to go with it.
7-play, 73-yard drive, and it all stopped and
on the
culminated
touchdown
with
run
this.
right there.
You know what?
His knee is down.
He was down, but he wasn't touched.
So, exactly right. He can get up and actually move with the ball, but the ball touches over the end zone line, and that's all that matters in the NFL. Does the ball get over the end zone line?
So now we've got ourselves a football game, and we thought this it might happen. Kitna and the offense is explosive enough. Question was, could they contain London's offense? And London has gotten very conservative in the second half. Kitna's had a bigger day than most runners have during a day. There's the return by Smith with a 20. Tripped at the 25-yard line. Oh, the onus is on London right now, Brian. They have not shown any offense whatsoever, and it has been a woeful second half. Yeah, they've called Dan White after he had an outstanding first half.
They put their head in the sand, and they just sat there, hoping the clock was going to run out. They've lost their momentum, and in football, when you lose your momentum, it is very difficult to get it back, and that's what they're faced with right now.
Yeah, you can't turn it off and on. First down, London from their own 26. And the quick pitch to Smith, trying to run left. Got some room to the outside. Near the 35-yard line, but a flag is down on the play.
That was a very good call because all the defensive players were inside the box, meaning inside the defensive ends.
Looks like
one long, the middle linebacker right here gets caught up in what we call the soup. That's right there. Derek Turner chased him. And Juan Long, the middle linebacker, bring him down from the sidelines. He gets a piece of the face mask.
10-yard penalty, still first down.
Got a holding penalty against London. That's going to cost him 10 yards. And this is not boding well for Stan White, who had a very solid first half and now is reverted to the Stan White of the previous 3 weeks.
Right at 84?
Previous 2, anyway.
Well, this is what the London offense has looked like for most of the season, the way it has in the second half, and that's why they were embarrassed and thought they could do something about it. Excellent first half today.
There's a difference. He's 1 for 7 in the second half. Not very productive. Now he's going to throw on the play fake. Got a man. Oh, excellent defensive play at the last moment, intended for Todrick Malone, and Michael Wright got a piece of it.
Michael Wright making amends for some first half coverages. Michael Wright right here, excellent cover man. Thought he was the best one-on-one cover corner in the league last year. Led the league in defense passes. And that hit Todrick Malone in the hands, but Michael Wright was able to, in a nifty way, get his right hand underneath to knock the ball loose.
Once upon a time was backing up Everson Walls in New York.
And the irony was that Everson Walls took him under his wing and replaced Everson when he was released.
Play fake, and Wright is down on the QB sack inside the 20-yard line, and Barcelona is just coming after Stan White. This is the first sack.
Well, it's a play-action pass, but it didn't fool anybody up front. That was Oliver Barnett, the ex-San Francisco 49er and Buffalo Bill, who's played a lot of snaps in the NFL, has come up very big today, playing a relatively new position for him, the defensive end. He feels more comfortable inside a tackle, where he's at right now on this 3rd and long situation.
Oliver Barnett, who loves to play the game of chess, actually got a call from some fan who said, you know, I'd like to play in a game of chess.
30 seconds.
Well, the fan apparently was a master, which is that's pretty good stuff in the chess business, you know.
And the master could have beaten maybe a 2 moves.
What? Well, this is like a You know, we talked about this at the top too, Brian, about the differences and the dissimilarities yet similarities. Here's London, who's been struggling for 2 weeks, comes out of the gate on fire, similar to the pyrotechnics we had at the beginning of the day today. But they stalled in the second half, and Barcelona deserves credit for making the adjustments. And then offensively, Hitman has really got his game going now in high gear.
And I look at him down on the sidelines right now. He's very relaxed. And I would say, in a word, that describes the Barcelona team. From Jack McDowell all the way down, a very relaxed tone. They don't get ruffled. They have an unflappable feel to themselves. They never feel like they're out of the game.
White on the escape, trying to shovel pass to Hobbs. And it is incomplete. So once again, Ivy will have to come in to put it away.
And it was Oliver Barnett once again who defeats his man up front and gets a hand on Stan White and really forces him into almost a very costly and dangerous mistake.
Again, this is decision-making. We talked about this, about White's questionable decision.
Effort coming around the left tackle right there, beating Big Pat Walsh on the pass rush.
So again, the punt, and it's over the head of Ivy and to the back of the end zone. And oh man, does this change things? Well, it helps Barcelona in a big way. It's now a one-point game, and a field goal will win it, not tie it.
And the boos cascaded right now from London. I tell you, as quickly, here it is. This is exactly what happened to Barcelona in the first half, except that ball was really uncatchable. That's Mark Lamb, the center. And I tell you, when things go bad sometimes, they really go bad. And for London right now, as good as they were in the first half, they're equally as bad here in the second half.
Mark Lamb celebrating his 25th birthday today, and that's not going to go under, in the birthday cake. That was just a bad play by the snapper.
And I tell you, when you're the long snapper, Howard, and I've been a long snapper in the NFL, when you snap a ball wrong, you know it right away. It just doesn't feel good. The defense reacts differently, and all you want to do is hide in that situation.
So now Barcelona, who has taken control of this game, finds themselves down a point with a little more than 7 minutes remaining in the game. And it was London in command of this game, seemingly ahead 30-7. So again, the free kick by Ivy. Browning and Davis await the free kick by Greg Ivy. A good kick. Tyree Davis at the 15-yard line. And he is slowed up, tries to bounce to the outside. Unable to turn the corner as he's wrestled down across the 32-yard line and brought down by Carl Ballard. So Barcelona, who trailed by 23 points at one point in this game, now has a chance to win it. They're down one.
Well, Visa Gold bought you the clubs and the clothes and 3 rounds at breathtaking Pebble Beach. The one thing it couldn't buy you was a single decent shot.
I quit! Finish without me!
I can't. Those were my clubs.
Fortunately, it had enough purchasing power for your next set of clubs.
Graphite.
Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
From Sony's PlayStation come the greatest hits, all your old favorites.
Like the soft sounds of swarming missiles.
And the gentle crack of Sophia's whip.
You know the hilarious antics of Sweet Tooth, that lovable clown.
All for just $24.99 each. But wait.
There's more? Oh.
That's right. The PlayStation is a mere $149. And you can also get leading titles.
Like Crash Bandicoot and Jet Moto.
For just $49.99 and less.
You are not ready.
Nice pants.
Dockers, khakis.
Well, certainly that man has been involved in big comebacks, notably the Orange Bowl during the Doug Flutie era when they staged one of the great comebacks of all time on the Hail Mary to Gerard Phelan. And here's Kittner working and connecting for a short pickup to his tight end, Bryce Burnett.
And we see that a bunch today. Just a tight end crossing route right here. Good timing between Kittner and Burnett.
John Kittner with over 330 yards passing today. The first quarterback this season in the World League to go over 300 yards. 230 of it has been in the second half. Kittner with time. Got a man. Middle of the field. Davis could go. Davis is knocked down inside the 20-yard line. Tyree Davis.
And
there is a flag.
Another costly mistake by the free safety, Kevin Gaines, who is the center fielder, should be deeper than anybody else in the field, misses the tackle to bring Alfonso down.
Face mask call against London.
Yeah, once again, you're going to see the free safety, Kevin Gaines, right here. And here comes Tyree Davis across. Once again, he's got to make that tackle inside out. He can't let him come around him like that. He's got to be more aggressive on the play coming up to make the hit and not second guess himself.
A 50-yard play to Tyree Davis, who has had a whale of a day. This has been a day for wide receivers. London in the first half, Barcelona in the second.
And Claudius Wright was guilty of the infraction of the face mask there. He was trying to strip the ball out of Tyree Davis' hand, but he missed and he got the face mask instead.
The brother of former Kansas City Chief, current Houston Oiler, Willie Davis, Tyree Davis making a name for himself. First and 10, Barcelona at the 12 of London. Kittner on the draw. Wilbur inside the 5.
That was an excellent checkoff at the line of scrimmage by Kittner. That's an audible. He saw an opening on the left side of the defense, and he exploited it by making that draw call. Yeah, here he is right here. He's telling Burnett, get him to the other side of the field right now so I can run the play that I want. He's taking charge right there. He's the maestro on the field. And then the excellent call to Wilburn. And that's the way you put your head down and go for the goal line.
Shows a lot of leadership for a 22-year-old young man.
I tell you what, he's directing traffic out there. He's taking control. You get the feeling that even when they were down 30-7, John Kittner didn't feel like they were out of the football game.
Oh, it's first down for Barcelona, so it'll be first and goal at the 2-yard line.
We got a first down, right?
You can see, but Barcelona has done this before.
Yeah,
but this is maybe the biggest comeback in their history. And check the records on that.
And I think the reason why they've had that many comebacks is because of the composure of the head coach, Jack McNell. He never gets rough.
Wilburn over the pile to the 1. Plenty of time left. If Barcelona should score, London would have a lot of time to come back. But the question is, can they? They have gotten so conservative in the second half. They have generated virtually no offense.
They have. You're absolutely right, Howard. It's been two different teams out here on the field, and you get the feeling that they're not capable right now of making a first down and moving the football. No longer if Barcelona scores, and they just hold on to the ball. They've got to score.
Wilburn to the left side, to the goal line. They have not signaled touchdown. Apparently, he is just shy of the goal line.
Kevin Gaines put in a one-on-one situation right there. Does a nice job of making this tackle right here on Wilburn, one-on-one. It's a wrestling match.
5 minutes.
And Gaines drives his legs and keeps Wilburn out of the end zone.
That's a nice play by Kevin Gaines, the free safety for London. Maybe just delaying the inevitable. Now 3rd and goal inside the 1.
Wilburn needs longer arms to stretch that ball across the goal line.
Kittner. No signal yet.
Sure looked like he got the third.
There it is. Touchdown. Touchdown. John Kittner, his second rushing touchdown, and the boos starting to cascade from the stands here at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, and he's tucked it right behind his left guard, Tom Robsock right there, and just hugged his hip.
What do you got?
Oh,
Well, the room going for two. You can see that from Jack Bignell. 37-32, Barcelona coming from 23 points down. The only thing that London has done in the second half is gotten a 2-point conversion. Or 2 points.
And Barcelona gave that to him with a bad snap.
Right, from the safety. Kitna, a little bit of a communications problem there.
Yeah, Shedrick's telling Kitna right now, I thought you gave me a different signal to cut inside, and Kitna thought he was going to that fade route again that they've used so magnificently today. You're going to see the left guard, Tom Robsock right there, does a nice job of just sealing the inside of the defensive tackle, Emil Park. You only need a crack. Good Kitna just tucking down low right here. Herman Smith, 78, comes flying over the top, and Kitna just dove underneath him, a nice submarine move. It's actually a very experienced veteran move by the quarterback.
Well, Kitna has 3 touchdown passes. The long one of 96 to Martos, the 2 to Wilson. He has run for 2. He has had a big second half. In the second half, Barcelona with 334 total yards. London, 13.
We said that this was an explosive team, Howard, and we're seeing a second half explosion like the World League has never seen before. And it started with the first play of the second half with the long touchdown to Martos. 69 points have been scored in this game. And still a lot of time for London to come back. The question is, can they? They have shown 0 offense, virtually no offense in the second half. George Harris from the 5, stumbling out of the gate, able to turn the corner. George Harris to the 30-yard line. A fine return by George Harris, and London with a first down at their own 30-yard line. And there is an injured Barcelona player, Di Paola. Was injured on specialty teams. Talking to George Harris 2 days ago, basically what he was saying is that I feel the way that I can get back in the NFL is through special teams play. Yeah, it's a neglected area in the NFL, and they need better special teams player than the NFL. And this is an opportunity to get live bullets on special teams here. And you can use these skills in this league on the special teams into NFL camps. And every coach is dying to get some guys that are just maniacs on special teams going down to cover kicks.
So London will have it first and 10 at their own 31-yard line. And Lionel Taylor, thinking the way things were going in the first half, he felt pretty good. But he knows better than anybody as a former NFL player. This game is 60 minutes long.
And he has the same shot glazed look that I think the rest of this Monarch team has.
Stallworth in the game now is a wide out for London. White to throw. In trouble and down again. Oliver Barnett once again wraps him up.
He's dominating this game, and he's going against Pat Walsh, who's a 350-pound left tackle right here. And Oliver Barnett, this is the guy that played in Buffalo, played on Super Bowl teams in San Francisco, an experienced player, and he knows he wants to get back to the NFL. Sacks is a way to get people's attention.
Loss of 8 on the sack, and White again the throw. Lays it out down the left side, and it is nearly intercepted. Well, it's been well over 200 plays since Barcelona has forced a turnover. They almost got one there.
Yeah, and he threw in the double coverage right there that we didn't see a lot of in the first half. And he was just throwing it up for grabs. If it wasn't for Greg Mallow coming over the top, I think that ball could have been intercepted by Michael Wright.
See the time remaining, 3:54 to go in the fourth. That is the Florida State Seminole Band. Third down and 18. White to throw down the left sideline, and the ball is broken up by Michael Wright. So now it's Ivy to come on to punt it away, and once again, Stan Wyatt has another 3 and out.
Go.
Here we go. We're going to get one-on-one down the left sideline, and Michael Wright, the player that we thought he was coming into today's game, is in excellent position. inside out on Terrence Davis, the wide receiver, making Stan White throw a perfect pass over his shoulder to complete it. And Stan White hasn't thrown many perfect passes in the second half.
Tyree Davis awaiting the punt of Ivy. It hangs in the wind. And Davis on the return from the 33-yard line. Flag is down. Davis turns the corner, has room down the sideline. But there is a flag on the play, and now a second flag comes in. First one, I believe, is going to be on the return team, usually at a spot where that occurs. The second, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and this is an area of a football game where you see a lot of penalties. There's so much happening on special teams. There's so many players going in different directions that sometimes, you know, a lot of infractions. You've got to be up to date on these players to understand what these rules are. You can't be clipping in the back.
Illegal block in the back on the receiving team during the return, number 91. That penalty will be accepted. Personal foul, block below the waist on number 1 of the receiving team. That penalty is declined. First down. Nope.
We're going to show you the illegal block by Eric DeCosta, number 91, going to come into your screen right here. And he hits the defender in the back, which allowed Tyree Davis to get loose. And that's a 15-yard penalty.
Well, the second was on Marco Martos, who has a big touchdown reception today of 96 yards. But that one can only count the first one, and that sends it back to the 24-yard line.
This will be interesting to see what Barcelona does now, Howard. Now that they've got the lead, do they sit on the lead or do they stay aggressive the way they have been? You can learn a lot by formation. Barcelona comes out in a double tight end offense, which is usually a run formation. But Kitna is changing the play once again at the line of scrimmage. He sees something that he likes.
Could be a smoke screen. Wilburn on the handoff, running to the right side, gets a couple of yards of the play.
And we talked to Emerson Martin, the center, yesterday. They've got a lot of dummy calls that they make at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes 7 or 8 of them where the defense can't really guess if they're going to try and change the play or not. Right now, he's telling his wide receivers and he's telling his offensive line to the right and to the left. He wants everybody to hear him that this is a hot color. I'm changing the play. He just told his running back, number 4, a 4-hole play, which is over the right guard and right tackle.
Once again, Wilburn, the lone setback, and the handoff to Wilburn, trying to pick his way, gets a couple of yards. And the clock clearly a factor now with 2:45 remaining, and Barcelona with a 5-point lead. If you've just tuned in, London once upon a time had a 30-7 lead in this game.
Howard, but I think Barcelona is making a mistake right here. They're coming out conservative on this drive, and I understand that. They want to protect the football. They don't want to do anything dangerous at this point. But I think sitting on it and maybe giving London another opportunity could be costly.
Well, this field, which is currently under construction, used primarily by the Chelsea team.
Come here, John.
One of the great soccer teams in Europe. And they'll be playing for the FA Cup. I believe it's 2 weeks from today. London has just taken their last time out.
We can go 2 ways. Why read or speed? Which one more comfortable? Why read? Beaver left.
Dick Earl, the offensive coordinator, on the other side of Jack Bicknell.
Come on, John, they started it.
Beaver left, 960, Y read.
Beaver left is the formation. Y read is going to go to the wide man right here. He's going to have a read route, which means he's going to have a 2-way option.
When you think that no World League player had thrown for over 300 yards, here's Kitna, who's had the lion's share of those in the second half.
And all you got to know is that Dick Earl puts the faith in John Kitna to choose the play he wants to throw.
He's going to throw, scrambling now, and stuck just shy of the first down marker. And the officials will call a halt to the clock with 2:30 left. London is out of timeouts. And we'll see if Barcelona wants to punt it away on what could be 4th down and very short.
Good pressure by the London Monarch defense. You'll see Herman Smith coming around the right side there, and Duran Thorpe. And Kitna right here just trying to tuck the ball away. Good pursuit, however, by the defensive tackle, Jeffrey Hunter, forcing the first 4th down that Barcelona's had in the second half.
McIntyre will drop back to await the punt of Beckley.
Kenny McIntyre is a guy who's been frustrated by losing his starting position this week. He's intercepted a pass for a touchdown already this year for London, 51 yards in their opening game. He's a dangerous return man. I don't know that I'd want to punt right to him in this spot.
So Beckley awaiting the snap from center. And 2 poor snaps today, resulting in 2 safeties. This one was good. And a good kick by Beckley. McIntyre from the 25. And he gets across the 35-yard line, so London, without any timeouts, has 2:07 remaining. And they trail by 5.
As poor as this London Monarchs offense has been in the second half, and as bad as Stan White has performed in the second half, if he can march this team down for a score in these final 2 minutes, all will be forgotten and forgiven, and we'll have total parity in the World League at the end of today.
Difficult task. You have been so inept offensively, speaking about London's offense in the second half. Can you just turn it on like that in one series?
Well, oftentimes, Howard, when you go to a no-huddle offense like they will right here, some things get ignited.
So White against a 4-man rush. Incompleted pass, and once again, Michael Wright is over there defending on the play. On the pass intended for Terrence Davis, who had a big first half, and like all the receivers for London, has been quiet in the second half.
Yeah, Stan White is going after Michael Wright again, but Michael Wright is making Stan White pull the ball down and throw a perfect pass. He's all